nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur, or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to 420.
You're funny.
We are live. How's everybody doing tonight? So real quick, I want to just do something. Share screen. All right. So this is Genesis chapter 6. Start your Bibles. Let's get into this. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. And they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be in 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were old, men of renown. So the Bible talks about this, that there's giants, right? And we're going to get into the giants tonight a little bit.
Hey guys, here's a piece of news that shows some solid evidence of giant mound builders who lived centuries ago in today's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm Praveen Mohan, and this is not just an isolated giant skeleton, but a group of 49 prehistoric giant skeletons. This was published in a newspaper called the Pittsburgh Press on September 13, 1932. Let's see what else is going on. Archaeologists amazed at excellent condition of teeth. Here it clearly says one skeleton is nearly 8 feet tall. This is not the only giant skeleton, and we'll get to that in a minute. The article doesn't mention the heights of all other skeletons because usually one or two items will be displayed to the public and the press to prevent commotion. Here you can read that this is the official information given out by the state archaeologist G.S. Fisher. Also, notice that it says from the capital, some skeletons will be sent to Smithsonian Institute for national study. Fisher, who's the state archaeologist, said, quote, discovery of these odd folk distinct from Indian inhabitants gives us absolute proof that we had mound builders in Pennsylvania 10,000 years ago, just as in Ohio, West Virginia, Missouri, and the Southwest. An effort was made to keep the excavation secret until the party was well on with its work. The news spread, however. I think this is probably the reason that this piece of news has been published. Otherwise, it would be something we never heard of. This newspaper only found out because the news spread among the common people, and eventually it got to the newspaper. Let's read further. Fisher, using a bent limb for a pointer, he walked slowly and calmly about the clay mound, explaining the rebirth of a hardy race. Let's take a look at the other giant skeleton that was also excavated in the same place. About the woman, how there was a piece of flint placed in her mouth. This giant skeleton measured 89 inches from the top of the skull to the flanges of the feet. 89 inches is about 7 feet 5 inches. This woman was a giant. It was covered with small stones, lay on the back, and measured 26 inches across the chest. Now, forget about a normal human female. If you measure across a normal man, this would roughly come out to about 12 to 15 inches. 26 inches is more than 2 feet wide, and this is just the chest size, not including the shoulder. Now, that is a massive width, especially for a woman. All the skeletons seem to have massive jaws, little chins, and strong teeth, which, when polished, showed a gloss in the sunlight, indicating the almost total absence of tartar. This proved, Fisher stated, that these ancient people were meat eaters. Never in all my discoveries of Indians, remarked Fisher. And you can see here it says he has exhumed 445 bodies in his career. And he says, have I seen strong, well-preserved teeth such as these? In this newspaper, there is also a picture of the giant skull, and you can roughly see the shape and the jaws. And here, you also have a picture of teeth that is in unbelievable shape. I don't think a live adult would have such good teeth today. I'm just reading bits and pieces of this article, but if you want to read the entire thing, you can click on the link below in the description, and I will post the entire newspaper clipping. So, what do you think? Do you believe that mound builders were all giants? If not, how can you explain 49 giant skeletons found? And you can even see measurements and pictures and the official information from the state archaeologists. Please let me know your opinion in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and talk to you soon.
Fuck that guy. Yeah. So we did pretty good. In the first 12 minutes, we covered a lot, dude. We played a song. We did a Bible scripture reading. We had.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
Sorry.
So how you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
I'm feeling pretty good too. You know, we got 13 people here. It's midnight on a Sunday night. What do you expect?
I'm just happy that winter It's finally decided to end.
Yeah.
In the middle of spring.
yeah. It was cold here today. It was cold here today. I'm drinking a Coca-Cola, which is 33. C is the third letter of the alphabet. Cheers, mate. You know what? We might as well go for it.
Yeah, mate.
Might as well go for it.
Right.
From Mattapan, going through Dorchester to get to Roxbury, just to get more fresh air. Going up Mass Ave, hoping a Newberry. I need the new what? I stay in new everything. I got game in the hood, swear to God, everybody know my name in the hood. And the clothes are dope, yes I must say. Threads, animals, Adidas, Johnny Cupcakes. Hey girl, come here. I'm one of them boys that be in front of the corner mall downtown crossing. I'm a dawn to calm out, comprende. Eyes like the cigar sign, smoking on Fenway. I never go to sleep, never woke up, nothing sweet, but I'm dunking cause my donuts. Hi Tiffany, can we date, hun? I'm Mr. Boston, not from VH1. No! Yes! King Spider. There was ever a question in your mind? Who's the best of the beat? Stop it. I'm the motherfucking king. Beacon Hill, I know you got me. I see you, Duvall. D-How. Where we at? Sometimes I want to go somewhere, man. You know? Where everybody know my motherfucking name. Everybody do cocaine, you know? It's a place like Boston, you know? Beacon Hill, Paul Revere shit.
It says his name for way too long at the end of this. Down. All right, so
We got some
that was just
N-E-T.
What's up?
I Murphy, David Wolf. Give
him a shout out. Shout it out. Who's here?
Ken F. Rotman's in the house. Ken F. Rotman.
Rockman's here.
Kim.
So that means
Ray.
we're reaching Australia.
Have beds? No, I have on. I'm bald, pretty much.
I'll put them up on the screen. We got Sue Finelli, my main mod, number one mod. We got this guy, Nemo289. David. We got Jenny T. Murphy. Cheers, y'all.
I'd be sick. Yeah, my dreads are very, very tiny. You can't see it. I do have dreads. It's microscopic.
Kim Ray. Jenny T. I
like Diet
Murphy.
Coke. Well, Diet Coke loves you, so don't worry about it.
I do this just to get your channel up on the screen. You know what I mean? People will see you the
I
next
gotta
day.
work on my logo.
Man.
I'm putting my logo right now.
Big Skinny always drops in.
I made it wider and then I put
it in.
over and under it.
THC's here.
AOL version.
AOL 2.0. He knows it. It's on my fucking screen. It's on my screen right now. I was trying to delete it earlier, and it
is that what you're referring to? That's funny. Don't. It probably has Trojan stuff on your.
It's telling me. It's telling me I have to go into some. It's telling me I have to go in some other way to delete it. I don't know.
2003 or 2002. I remember
some of
the horribleness of AOL.
Dude, no one's flower. Yeah, I agree. There is. I'm going to show you a bunch of different giants. All right, we're going to get into the giants. We're not done. We're not done with the giants yet.
We're just
Woo! 3 figures.
I got something to say.
Well,
we'll look. I'll look for later on break.
Did I miss Bear?
It's just a little funny.
This is this is let me show your channel out here. So this is DigiDog. This is Singeman's channel, his backup channel or something, or his old channel. But it's in the link is in the description.
First channel that I
all Singeman's channels. But this channel is special because. Go ahead. I think this channel special because.
Thank you.
That's your channel.
You
know why it's special?
First channel
you have all the clips.
9. I mean, it's not AOL from 1999, but it's on the internet. DigiDog is from 1999. It's I don't know how old it is. Let's see when I first started.
Well, I'm just saying, all your clips that you've been making for me and all the artwork you've been making is on that channel. So if anybody's looking for if you want the flat Earth fucky ducky, boom, it's on that channel. If you want to watch any of the stuff he makes, he puts it there. So sub it. We're gonna build.
If you got any ideas,
I got another channel too. I got a 3rd channel.
Especially if you have any fucking
I got a.
We're on my way.
I got a 3rd channel. Yep. I got a 3rd channel now.
I'll put it on the back burner and make it for you. If you want to really make good, it's gonna take. If you want a quick man,
listen.
Quick.
I have another YouTube channel now that I have to start building. I have to start uploading videos to it. I'm gonna make it a civil rights channel. Yeah, I'm gonna have my own civil rights channel. I'm doing everything. I'm doing it all. You'll see. It'll be up within the next few days.
You mean God-given rights? God-given?
Well, normal? Basically the Civil Rights Act of 1964. You know?
But doesn't it already grant the laws of God to you? I mean, aren't they already granted? But they're just like making it official for working with the system.
I know. I'm saying, when you go at the system, you got to have like paperwork and laws and numbers.
Because I don't fit. It doesn't.
If you go up there, if you go against the system and you're like, no, if you mention God and you mention Jesus Christ, they back down, dude. They back down. The minute you start saying, Jesus Christ, that I can come in here, they leave you alone, dude.
That's cool.
They do. Start saying, So anyway, so we went over a little bit of the Giants, but I got something else I got to show you guys.
2012, baby. So look at that. DigiDog joined 2012. Boom.
So
that's some old stuff right there.
That's some
I
old
was
stuff
on
there.
it before, and then I figured out, you could actually get on and make a channel. It was like a couple of years of me just listening, and I'm like, wait, that's true. I should get to make a channel. Before that, I think I was just working, whatever, just like come home. I think I don't even know what I used it for. Probably just looking up video game stuff, like how to play a video game or something. Something stupid that didn't matter, obviously. Oh, no.
Wanna get high? Wanna get high? Wanna get high? Wanna get high?
That is nice. That's heartwarming. Oh, I don't even have my mic. This is maybe better.
So anyway, listen. I got something I want to show that we can go over, and I hope it plays.
I got something I want to show you that we can go over, and I hope it plays.
So, you might ask.
That's a good song.
One might ask. Listen, one might ask, Ray, why the sudden interest in the Giants, right? So this is what happened.
One might.
The other night, I was in. You like how I did that, right? So anyway, the other night I was in Ken Claudio, who Panther Ken, I love him, and I was in his chat, and I was talking to his co-host there, Vinny, and they were talking some reason giant. Oh, they were talking about giants, and then I talked about the mounds. And with my research, right, every single mound, anything that has the word mound after it, like the Great Serpent Mound, right, like the one that dude was just showing in Pennsylvania had the word mound, right? It's all means that it has giant bones, or they found it's built with giant bones underneath or something. So, and they found giants there. So they found like 49 skeletons at that last. Why would they find 49 giant skeletons in one spot? You know what I mean? It was these mounds were like giant burial grounds, or where they killed all the giants and put all their bones or something. I don't know. But
I remember hearing about them.
Go ahead.
I didn't hear about them previous to the internet, I don't think. But when I heard them early on, and at first it's like, yeah. But then you're like, I don't know. It looks pretty damn real.
Yeah, but no, but listen, so Vinny told me, Vinny told me I was wrong. Listen, Vinny told me I was wrong. That the mound, he doesn't know about all the mounds, but he said the Great Serpent Mound isn't giant bones. He knows that, and he's from there or something. He seemed to know a lot. He's very smart. He seemed to know a lot about it. But then I found
I don't even know what either of those are.
The Great Serpent Mound? All right. You're about to see it right now if this will screen share. So let's do it. You'll explain it right now. You'll understand in 1 second what I'm talking about. I won't get into it too much on this share. This might be choppy a little bit, but we'll have to deal with it. Can you see it yet? Hold on, it's not up on the screen. Oh, wait. Can you see that?
Negative, sir.
This?
Yes. Positive, sir. All right. Affirmative, sir.
No. Oh, hold on. It's moving.
Remember,
I want to make sure it comes up on the TV so I can see how.
Screen.
Give me. There it is. Okay, let's just watch this. Tell me if you can hear it.
No.
Is it working?
Yes. But it's choppy. Let it buffer up a little bit, or cache.
But it's not moving, is it?
Rewind and let it cache. Give me a chance. That's nice.
Rewind it. Hold on.
What's that called?
Yeah. All right. It's worked. Oh, hold on. Let me shut off my camera. That'll help. Hold on 1 second.
I said that, but I didn't want to say it again.
Stop camera. No, I didn't hear you. I honestly would have. Oh, I just fucked something up.
Transition.
Right.
That's a nice video transition that Richie has. It's not great, is it?
This will help.
Simple at best.
It's still not showing, is it?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
You gotta let it cache
I'm trying to
a couple minutes.
I'm trying to get this in the.
Just let it sit for 30 seconds. Tell us what we're gonna see. And then...
Here it is. All right, cool. Doesn't matter. It's a still video anyway. You'll still be able to see. I picked a good one. It doesn't need a lot of motion.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today's the 4th of March, 2017, and this is some video I took the other day while I was in Ohio. Once again, I stopped at the Great Serpent Mound in Ohio, a very difficult place to find, a place with a very storied and checked day. I tried to get you a close-up of this exact statue or emblem, whatever you want to call it, in front of it, but you can see time has eroded the middle of it, and it's very, very difficult to read. But I did my best. This will all be in high definition. Now, as far as I can find, no one's done this as of yet, so this will be the first channel to put up 4K video of the Great Serpent Mound. And here we go. Now, if you want to read the official Serpent Mound, I've got that information right now for you. At over 1,300 feet long, with an average height of about 4 to 5 feet and a width of a shaped, slightly convex ridge in the rolling hills of southern Ohio. where it overlooks a waterway called Brush Creek. If you look, there's a Brush Creek that runs right down the front of that. We went down there. You'll notice that the Park Service gives you a tower which to stand on, which is about 25 feet tall, but you still cannot see what this thing is. It looks like a golf course for the most part. The story behind it is Native Americans built this. The only problem I have with that entire scenario is we know for a fact mounds were built all over the United States and all over the world. The problem with this particular one is the coils are lined up to celestial bodies perfectly. And this thing cannot be viewed unless you're 600 feet up. 100 feet up. So ancient Native Americans were building mounds like this. The conclusion that Native Americans said these mounds were here when they got here. Farmers, archaeologists, all have found bones, humanoid bones, at all of these burial sites that were between 8 and 15, in some cases more, 8 foot to 15 foot tall, double rows of teeth. Sometimes they had 6 hands, 6 fingers, 6 toes. The problem I have is the Smithsonian swooped in and took all these bones. People, back in the old days, people didn't understand, if the Smithsonian shows up to take something that belongs to you or something that you found, of course you're going to hand it over because it's the Smithsonian, right?
The Smithsonians.
Well, it's funny because all that stuff disappeared and the claim that they lost all the...
Yeah, the Smithsonian Institute, Singe, has been covering up the they take all the giant bones and destroy them or hide them, and no one ever sees them again. Whenever people find giant bones, the Smithsonian swoops in and gets them. I know, it's a Mandela effect. It used to be the Smithsonian Institute. Now it's always been the Smithsonian Institution. Is that what you're going to say?
No, phonian, like phony, Smithsonian. I'm punny.
Oh,
I'm a very punny guy.
All right, well, I don't want to stop it because it was going pretty good, Singe. Let it just
No,
play.
I didn't
It's
want.
only a few
I
more
didn't want
minutes.
you to stop it. That's why I made one comment and then you stopped it.
It's cool. It's cool.
Now, the funny thing is what it looks. This is what it looks like at a 6 foot, 8 foot view. Hills with could really ascertain what it actually was. You can see they've got a walking path right down beside it. There's a bunch of signs saying don't go on the grass. And when we were there, there were some people from, I would have to say they were of Mayan descent that were doing a ritual there with drums and every other thing. We tried not to bother them and they didn't bother us. So it worked out really well. Now, the thing I want to point out, this up there is the head of the snake, and this is an egg. The snake is eating an egg. And at the tail of the snake, you'll see a spiral. This is the egg. This is the snake's mouth, which you can only see from the air. And at the other end, spiral.
I could see
because from the air, this
it
actually looks indented when it's actually not a steel spot in the sky. Spiral, which has always been conducive to being a portal in space. So who are these people building this for? Giant mounts to things that they couldn't actually get up high enough to see. Doesn't very much sense to me. And again, the Park Service gives you this 25, 30 foot tall tower to stand on to look at it, but you still can't see anything. It's not visible at all unless you are way, way up in the sky. Now, the funny thing is this goes back to antiquity. The snake with the egg in its mouth, the primordial egg, or the world egg, the cosmic egg. If you look this up, The world egg, cosmic egg, or mundane egg is a mythological motif found in the creation myths of many cultures and civilizations. The creation myth. You see what I'm saying? Typically, the world egg is a beginning of some sort in the universe, or some primordial being comes into existence by hatching from the egg, sometimes laying on the primordial waters of the earth. Notice the snake wrapped around the egg. We've seen this plenty of times. iPet goat, ring any bells? According to Vedic mythology, Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, Phoenician mythology, Chinese mythology, Finnish mythology, Polynesian mythology, and modern mythology. They all have a story about a cosmic egg, and it all shows a snake wrapped around the egg. Well, that's funny. You know what I mean? Because here we go. This thing was discovered allegedly in 1840. 1840s is the best guess I can get on it. Now, this thing is absolutely massive at 1,300 feet, and it's very difficult to find. The road itself, the road getting there was much like driving on the Autobahn. The roads were curved. There was beautiful farmland everywhere. Absolutely amazing. And then this sits surrounded by unbelievable brick men's and women's rooms right over here. The Park Service definitely went all out. The buildings are phenomenal. You'd kill to actually own a building like this, in my opinion. Now, located over here off screen and down here off screen, there are two other burial mounds. One's about 5 foot tall, the other one's 4 foot tall. According to the official story, early researchers suggested that the very shape of the bluff, the cliff that this thing is built on, because it's a steep drop off all the way around, the bluff that it was built on, which the serpent was worked, evoked a giant reptile. So before they built this entire bluff right here looked like a reptile, and that's what caused them to build this right here. The exact function of the Great Mound within the clay structure, of which no culturally identifiable objects have been located, is uncertain. While burials have been discovered in the effigy mounds further to the northwest, none have been found in the Ohio Mound. Now that's what they tell us, and it's sad that we can't believe this stuff, because I've spoken to Indians, as well as L.A. Marzulli has spoken to other Indians, Native Americans, that say these things were here before we got here. So it's really difficult to figure out who's telling the truth. But I just got to say that, why would you build a mound such as this? Ancient burial mounds are all over the United States. We saw several of them, but unfortunately, it was usually nightfall or something like that. And there isn't all that much to see. There's an official placard with the Park Service or the government's, essay on what it actually is, and then you'll see a grass mound that's buried. The funny thing is you can't get anywhere close to being able to dig up or test or check around these things. Many people have tried, and it's just not happening. But here it is, the Great Serpent Mound in Ohio in 4K. I hope this causes more people to look into our ancient myths. These guys claim that this is all based on myths, fairy tales, stories from the past. Well, I'll tell you what, this is 1,300 feet of myth that somebody put an awful lot of work into making, and it points to every astronomical body in the sky, and it can only be seen from the air. There's something going on here that they're not telling us about, which is, par for the course. Mounds like this and the contents that were dug up and then hidden explain a lot. And the reason that all these things are hidden, because it basically proves Genesis 6. It proves the Bible is more than just a fairy tale. In the Bible, it clearly explains that there were giants on those days, in the days of Noah, and there will be again. Well, I think that we're getting awfully close, because the things that were built all over the country, most of them, including the Nazca lines, things like that, you cannot see from the ground. You can only see from the air. If you want more information on this. I'll leave links in the description. You're more than welcome to dive into this even deeper. I've done stories on this in the past. Richie from Boston, please like, share, subscribe, or don't.
I remember he used to say that. Crumb changed his name to Don't Follow Crumb. I like that attitude. Follow me or don't. Funny. He used to be really cool, man. And then he just like later. He went to other platforms or whatever. There was probably some drama I didn't know about, and I was like, okay. Hey, I'm on full screen because we live in the Truman Show. Even when you come on here on this, it says, you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. They're not talking about the show. They're talking about the show. Come and see the show. Come and see the show. It's a rock and roll. Okay. Shout out to everybody in chat. That's always a good one, huh? It's like, oh, what do I do? No, I think I already shouted it. We're not. Jenny T. Kenneth. Scott Level Realm. I did not shout Scott Level. Digi Dog. That is my other account, by the way. GT 1982 Mustangs. I wonder what is hiding under the mounds. I know.
You know, Singe, I'm really
just dirt. There's just dirt, and they just mounted up a bunch of dirt. Here, let's think there's something under. Let's put some dirt here and mount it up.
Singe, I'm really starting to wonder, right? If it's my computer or if it's just StreamYard. Like, what if I get a different service, right? And it screen shares fine. Like, you think it's fucking, you know, maybe my
computer. It's probably a combination of both.
We're gonna try something else. Because
it'd be a combination.
It was all right. It worked all right, but you see what it just did? Just because I screen shared all that shit in a row, it just booted me out. It couldn't handle it. It fried the fucking, you know, it like wigged out. Like, that's what happened. It just screen shared all that shit really good. And then I came back in, and then it got all fucking wonky, and I had to leave and come back in.
That's your computer. And who knows?
It could be streaming.
I like to say both, but more your computer with StreamYard. Cool.
So oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm a good bullshit artist. I didn't even say anything.
So what does everybody think? How are we doing how are you doing so far? How are we doing so far with this giant stuff? Everybody enjoying it? So this is what I think. So the Mounds had giant bones. This is what I got so far. The Smithsonian's covering it up. Anything that has mound after it, right? Has right. All right. So let's look up some pictures of mounds.
I founded the mounded.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up giant mounds, giant bone mounds pictures. Let's see what we can find.
Remember the ones that they showed the guy standing in front of the like grave, like side
take your time.
Big.
Give the chat a shout out. I
already did.
Shit. Oh, you already did. You took care of that.
So remember, like one of the first ones we all saw, where they showed it was like black and white. And they showed a couple guys with shovels, and there's like, I don't remember if it's a torso or one big bone or something.
Get into this.
Or a skull.
So yeah, my screen share went pretty well today.
Is the elongated skulls considered to be from giants?
Yeah, the elongated skulls are giants with the red hair. They found ones with red hair on them too, just like they said the giants. They said the giants had red hair and shit.
I don't know anything about this subject. I know
a little bit. Is cool.
But I know like the fantasy angle of them.
Well, you're learning. You're learning about it right now.
I'm sending you something here.
You're learning as you go. Where are you sending it to?
I'll just put it on screen here. And it'll give me like 15 minutes or so. But don't worry.
Yeah, I'm gonna. All right, well, give me a second. All right, do what you're gonna do. I'm getting something up. We're gonna look at some photos. Just give me a second. I had a lot set up, all right? I wasn't set up for this part, but I knew what I was gonna do. All right, here it is. Ooh. All right. Yeah.
So, okay. We live. We live here. Not here.
Dude, this DuckDuckGo thing is amazing. The things it finds. All right, here we go.
No. Yeah.
Boom.
No. Yes.
Here we go, baby. All right. You ready for this? You guys ready? You want to see some giants? All right. You think I'm joking? You think I'm joking about this? All right.
What's punchline? Is it a big punchline?
Go. You're not gonna be able. Once you see this, you're not gonna be able to unsee this. Okay, I'm just warning you. All right, let's see. Where is it? Is this? Yep.
I don't know.
Boom, baby. Let's check this one out.
Jack Daniels can help you unsee anything.
Let's see if it comes up. It should come up big now. I went kind of fast. I'm just too fast for this thing. Here it is. Boom!
I have a new
Look
computer.
at the size of that
I'm
skull
too fast for my new computer
body.
because the programs I have are running high. And there we go. Now we're talking.
You should hook your new computer up. You should hook your new computer up and screen share.
No, it's running high-end programs.
Yo,
then I would be running one more thing on it.
It's all good. You do your thing. You do your thing. I do my thing. So look at these guys. You see the size of the skull? All right, this is grainy though. I can't zoom in on that one. What's this over here? Giants on record. America's hidden history. This is an old one. Look at that. Skeleton of Mound Builder. Skeleton of a mound builder. You see that on the bottom? 7 feet in length. Serpent mound. Peebles, Ohio. There you go. Boom. Like, that's exactly what we were just looking at. And they had giants building it. I don't know.
Wait, how do we wait?
Someone who built the mound. Right? Someone who built.
Hold on.
Go ahead, look it up.
No, I'm looking at it.
I'll smoke a bowl.
What is that? Is that this rib cage? No.
My Flat Earth Farms. So that's the skeleton of a mound builder from the Serpent Mound, which was what we were just looking at, which was what Richie from Boston
kind of
was
looks
just
laid out, but that looks weird. What's that? Look at the knees, and then it gets really rotted. That's weird.
Yep. You know, Richie from Boston was the first one that woke me up.
I'd have to be there, but let's just say
awesome.
we're there, and that's in front of us, and I'd be like, okay, how big is it though? Do you know how big? Does he have a scale on this? Wait, there it is at the bottom. What's it say? 7 feet in length. Okay, so it's 7 feet.
Yeah,
so
7
it's giant.
So it's not really
not like
it's
the
a
giant
tall person.
We're not thinking like 30.
I'm
50 feet tall.
I'm 5'8". Yeah, all
big
right.
people. Oh,
all right, well,
great. Next time you're ready for a story, I got a good one about this. I just remembered.
Go ahead, tell a story.
Are you ready? Okay, I catered for weddings. What's going on? Oh, I got an echo. So I can't. The screen. What happened?
Hold on. I'm switching headphones. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted you to hear the story too.
Go ahead.
What happened? Now all of a sudden I'm leaning way over here. I was sitting here. Wait, hold on.
I know. I can't even see myself. So
it's just my.
I got 3 screens going.
Technical difficulties.
But look at these. Look at these dudes. Do you want to tell your story
now? Yeah.
Yeah. Tell your story. Go ahead.
That's huge. Okay, so I was catering for weddings, and one wedding, everybody was 6 foot plus. The wedding, people getting married, and every guest. They seemed kind of like Norwegian type. Mm-hmm. But me, I'm 5'7". walking around. I was looking like this, looking up to him, serving him whatever action for. And several times in the kitchen, we made a joke like, these people are aliens. They were nice enough, but they didn't seem like party and like, yeah, they didn't really seem like they were really emotional, high-end emotion. I remember that.
I want to do
Very,
something.
very tall people. And we're talking over 200 guests. 200 guests. Almost every one of them was over 6 feet tall. And we were tripping. And people in the kitchen were like, oh my God, these people are tall. And now I wish I had known. I would have looked at it way differently. They're probably aliens or something. Okay. Is that a good story? I'm on top of it, but now it's your turn.
Yeah. It gave me time to adjust the screen. Watch. Boom.
If anyone wants more stories, I can tell you some more.
Can I zoom in on some? You could tell stories. I'm just trying to go over these pictures though. Let's go over the giant thing real quick.
Well, right, sit down, Sonny. Listen to what I say about how I'm old and how I'm great. Look, I'm old. And I'm great.
Here we go.
Those damn whippersnappers ever do what I say. Hold on.
Look, this is a mound on Google. This is Ohio Mounds giant humans. Ohio Mounds. All right. Let's see. Look at this one. Mound Builders. Oh, that's small. But that dude looks way bigger than the other dude. But it's just a drawing. It's just a drawing. What's this? The Nephilim Chronicles, Fallen Angels. Nephilim's giant skull from a Clark County, Ohio burial ground. Right there. It looks like it has a horn or something. That's weird. Many of the spiral. Look at this. Spiral mound. This is a spiral mound. Sparrow mound. Go ahead.
I see. That was in Santa Cruz Mountains, by the way. Kept right above Capitola. Where I saw my first Kimmies. I saw my first funny Kim things.
There's mounds near you?
No. My story. I was talking to Stu. Oh, go ahead on this. Let's see.
This is what I guess it looks like.
Well,
mound.
I like to play in dirt, so I'll play in that dirt.
All right, let's see. Look at this. Nephilim Chronicles. Let's see what this one is. There's so many of them. This looks like a giant mummy. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Shout out to No Lodge. The most. No Lodge. The.
So we get
most.
So yeah, that's the one we were just looking at, I think. Look at this one.
That looks like one of the first ones we might have seen. I'm thinking the one where he has a shovel, like there's two guys and they got shovels. And I can square.
I'm just going through them all to see what pops up.
They're kind of fake, but I mean, everything looks fake nowadays.
Yeah, like this could be Photoshopped. Like they could. That's what the thumbnail was, I think.
Right, I could have made one. I didn't even think about that. I could make a bunch of them, but it takes time.
Some of them, some of them. Like look at this one, dude. This one looks kind of real. Look at the size of that guy. Look at that. Hold on. Let me
it's just like you with UFOs. It's like, yeah. It's bullshit. Yeah, well, thousands of people, millions of people. Okay, so I don't know. Have millions of people seen this kind of thing, or just hundreds of thousands? It's new to me. I've studied it a little bit, not really.
I've been studying. It's in my research. I've been studying it for a while. I've been looking at.
I've just looked at it a couple times.
I'm pretty sure that they have the skulls. They have them, dude. They show us them. They have the skulls. You know what I'm saying? So they got to come from somewhere. Look, the Great Smithsonian Cover-Up, 18 giant skeletons. That's what this one's called. If I click on that, I'll get the story. Let's see.
Now is at the top of a building. That's a good theory too. That's the top of a building. I like that one.
Let's see if I can get this.
It could be the top.
I don't know. Oh, view file. Oh, here it
Wait,
comes.
no,
Let's see.
click.
Let's see.
Because every time you
I
click, the
know.
computer goes, "Hey, I gotta
It's
catch up."
I know. No, my computer sucks. It doesn't work every time I click. I don't know what's wrong with
It needs
it. Wait. We were doing good. We had the photos of the mounds, and I had to go for the World Truth TV story. I'm gonna take it down in a minute, and if it doesn't come up. No,
Oh
I'm not
no!
waiting for it. Anyone go? All right, I tried.
Oh
Well,
no!
they said the Smithsonian's covering up. Oh, this might be it. Hold on. It's
Oh
coming up
no!
anyway. Maybe. If not, I'm gonna get rid of. I'll get rid of it again. Here it is. Boom, baby. The Great Smithsonian cover-up. 18 giant skeletons discovered in Wisconsin.
What
Scientists
scripture?
are remainingly stubbornly silent about a lost race of giants found in burial mounds near Lake Delavan, Wisconsin, in May 1912. They found them. They found these in 1912, dude. They've known about this for a while. The dig site at Lake Delavan was overseen. No, wait. They're trying to. They don't want me to. Look, they're trying to cover it up on me. Overseen by Beloit College and included more than 200 effigy mounds that proved to be classic examples of 8th century woodland culture, whatever that means. But the enormous size of the skeletons and elongated skulls found in May 1912 elongated skulls. There you go, Singe. Did not fit neatly into anyone's concept of textbook standard. They were enormous. These were not average human beings. Look at them.
They did not fit neatly.
First reported on May 4th.
So did they fit at all? They did not fit neatly.
I don't know. They show you all the different ones I found, different sizes. First reported May 14th, 1912, issue of the New York Times. The 18 skeletons found by Peterson brothers on Lake Lawn Farm in southwest Wisconsin exhibited several strange and freakish features. Freakish features. Say that 3 times fast. Look at this. Smithsonian cover-up. Watch on YouTube. Should we try it? Maybe. All right. I'll press play. I'm game. Let's see if it plays.
I'll be right back.
Their heights range between 6 feet and 10 feet, and their skulls presumably those of men. Can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear the sound?
Giants. I know there are really tall people out there, but what makes a giant? I'm talking about people or beings, whatever they are, that are 8 feet to 10 feet tall or even taller. Just massive humans or human-like beings. They have been depicted in the Bible, and they were called the Nephilim. The Nephilim, or fallen ones, were the offspring of sexual relationships between the sons and gods and daughters of men in Genesis 6:1-4. There is much debate as to the identity of the sons of God. They were also mentioned in the book of Enoch. We are considered to be God's children. Maybe they are a different race of humans. Who knows? The point is, they were mentioned. There are many pictures and stories out there, but I don't know how to decipher what is real or fake. It's up to you to make your own decisions. Here is a specific story that took place in Wisconsin in 1912. Scientists are remaining stubbornly silent about a lost race of giants found in the burial mounds near Lake Delavan, Wisconsin in May 1912. The dig site at Lake Delavan was overseen by Beloit College, and it included more than 200 effigy mounds that proved to be classic examples of the 8th century woodland culture. But the enormous size of the skeletons and elongated skulls found in May 1912 did not fit very neatly into anyone's concept of a textbook standard. They were enormous. These were not average human beings. Strange skulls. First reported in The 4th of May in 1912 issue of the New York Times, the 18 skeletons found by the Peterson brothers on Lake Lawn Farm in southwest Wisconsin exhibited several strange and freakish features. Their heights ranged between 7.6 feet
Freakish
and 10 feet, and their
features.
skulls, presumably those of men, are much larger than the heads of any race which inhabit America today. They tend to have a double row of teeth, 6 fingers, 6 toes, and like humans came in different races. The teeth in the front of the jaw are regular molars. Heads usually found are elongated, believed due to longer than normal lifespan. One must wonder how much they can lift, if twice the size of an average human today. Are these the giants of the Bible and many other civilizations have in their history and painted on their walls? The Bible in Genesis 6:4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old men of renown. Now, this is faulty logic to any scientists out there, because I am using religious/cultural history to fill a hole in science. Over 200 giant digs have been found in the recent years. Giant skeletons finds have not made the local/national news since the 1950s for the most part. It seems in most people's opinion due to the fear that people would question evolution, if anything, a de-evolution. In 2002, a National Geographic reported a dozen Cyclops skeletons found in Greece that stood 12 to 15 and a half feet tall. Giants in history are typically cannibalistic in nature. The reason why I'm bringing up giants with all the tie into politics and word happenings. Look at the basketball hoop and add 5 feet. That tall. Greek mythology talks about war with Cyclops, learning they had to bring them down by taking out their legs, rendering them slow and helpless. American giants.
Did you guys see that? Cyclops
were
skulls.
found with Egyptian writing.
Cyclops skulls.
Found in multiple locations. Mystery of the Wisconsin Giants. Was this some sort of prank, a hoax played by local farm boys or demented taxidermists for fun and the attention of the press? The answer is no. The Lake Delavan find of May 1912 was only one of dozens and dozens of similar finds that were reported in local newspapers from 1851 forward to the present day. It was not even the first set of giant skeletons found in Wisconsin. On August 10th, 1891, the New York Times reported that scientists from the Smithsonian Institute had discovered several large pyramidal monuments on Lake Mills near Madison, Wisconsin. Madison.
Back in. Who's that just popped in? Singe. Jesus. All right.
You didn't have to let me. You just wait till you're done. Then you
All
let
right.
me in.
No problem. I think I got it. I know. But we'll get it back. I hope. There it is. I'm getting better.
Was
Shin.
in ancient days the center of teeming population numbering not less than 200,000. The excavators found an elaborate system of defensive works which they named Fort Aztalan. The celebrated mounds of Ohio and Indiana can bear no comparison, either in size, design, or the skill displayed in their construction with these gigantic and mysterious monuments of earth, erected we know not by whom, and for what purpose we can only conjecture, said the Times. On December 20th, 1897, the Times followed up with a report on 3 large burial mounds that had been discovered in Maple Creek, Wisconsin. One had nearly been opened. In it found the skeleton of a man of gigantic size. The bones measured from head to toe over 9 feet and were in a fair state of preservation. The skull was as large as a half-bushel measure. Some finely tempered rods of copper and other relics were lying near the bones. Giant skulls and skeletons of a race of Goliaths have been found on every regular basis throughout the Midwestern states for more than 100 years. Giants have been found in Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, and New York, and their burial sites are similar to the well-known mounds of the Mound Builder people. The spectrum of Mound Builder history spans a period of more than 5,000 years, from 3400 BCE to the 16th CE, a period greater than the history of ancient Egypt and all of its dynasties. There is a prevailing scholarly consensus that we have an adequate historical understanding that of the peoples who lived in North America during this period. However, the long record of anomalous finds like those at Lake Delavan suggests otherwise. The Great Smithsonian Cover-Up. Has there been a giant cover-up? Why aren't there public displays of gigantic Native American skeletons of natural history museums? The skeletons of some mound builders are certainly on display. There was a wonderful exhibit, for example, at the Aztalan State Park where one may see the skeleton of a princess of Aztalan in the museum. But the skeletons placed on display are normal size, and according to some sources, the skeletons of giants have been covered up. Specifically, the Smithsonian Institution has been accused of making a deliberate effort to hide the telling of the bones and to keep the giant skeletons locked away. In the words of Vine Deloria, a Native American author and professor of law, modern-day archaeology and anthropology have nearly sealed the door on our imaginations, broadly interpreting the North American past as devoid of anything unusual in the way of great cultures characterized by people of unusual demeanor. The great interloper of ancient burial grounds, the 19th century Smithsonian Institution created a one-way portal through which encountered bones have been spirited. This door and the contents of its vaults are virtually sealed off to anyone but government officials. Among these bones may lay answers not even sought by these officials concerning the deep past. The Goliath remains of Wisconsin's giant have vanished along with the hundreds of others discovered throughout the Midwest. Many have accused the Smithsonian Institution of covering up those discoveries, locking the giant skeletons away and depriving the public of their findings. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe.
All right. Subscribe to this guy. I have no idea who he is. Smithsonian cover-up Nephilim.
Anomalies. We meant to say.
Let me.
Anomalies.
So yeah, look. Here's a chart with them. Just show what it says. Yeah, that's basically what everything he just said. Look at these ones. This one looks like Thor. There's the princess skeleton that he was talking about. And that's everything he just went over. All right, cool. So we'll get out of this, hopefully. Let's see what happens if I X out. All right, I have to. Yeah, I knew they were going to do that to me. I knew they would do that. All right. I'm gonna get back in. Don't worry. I'm gonna get us there. So, how's everybody doing tonight? How many people we got? We got 16 people. We're looking good, Singe. How you want to get some talking in? You seem like you want to just talk. You got something you got to get out. What's going on, Singe? What do you want to talk about?
Nothing. Every time I just say something. I'm
just busting your balls, dude. Singe. It's our show, dude. It's all good, dude. Singe man has been really. You guys don't know. He looks like he looks like he's working right now, right? Because he is. He's working for me day and night, and we're not getting paid. Nobody's paying us shit. I haven't gotten anything from anybody except for Flat Earth Farms, my sponsor. Every farm is flat. God bless Flat Earth Farms. But other than that, we've been doing this for free. And Singe Man, he's been up day and night making graphics, making album covers, making graphics for other people. You're going to start seeing Singe Man's graphics in other people's videos all over the YouTube. And you're going to be like, wow, Singe Man is an artist. He works his ass off. And he helps me with my channel so much. I have 2 kids, and it's like I can't I don't have a lot of time to do research, but I did this research today. And then some days if I'm like, Singe Man, I don't really know if I feel like doing a show today, you know, and there'll almost be no show at all, like on Easter. And then Singe Man comes through on Easter and saves the day with the Easter egg fucking house buildings for everybody. Then we had a show on Easter. There was going to be no show on Easter. But thanks to Singe Man, we had a show on Easter. It's like some days I get inspired and I come up with ideas like this, the skeletons and the orphans. And some days when I don't feel like doing shit, if I had a bad day or I got in a fight with someone on the bus or something like that, or, you know, you see my days, they're crazy. With my kids running around everywhere and yelling and shit in my face, you know? So it's like, Singe Man lifts me up at the end of the day, and he's like, "We're doing a show," and he comes up with something good. And you know, if there's anybody who's willing to help me, everybody should treat him well, because he's here to help. He's here to help me. If you like me, you got to treat him good, because he's helping me. If he wasn't here, we wouldn't have half the graphics and all this cool stuff that we got. No one else was making me graphics. For months and months and months, I was asking people to make me graphics. I really was. I was like, come on, I need an intro. He made me an intro. I needed an intro for this show. He's still working on it. Look what else he made.
Smoke.
That makes me want to play video games and smoke. Dude, kids today don't even know. The arcades so great.
I never knew how sweet the taste of love can be. Until you let me pick the fruit of the forbidden tree.
I like that echo at the end.
I mean, think about that. What would we do without that? If we didn't have that and it just never existed and we didn't have Singe Man, like, what the fuck? That's awesome, dude. We need stuff like that.
You made me do it. You made me get better. You improved me.
You're funny.
Got to quicken up the end there, like about 5 seconds.
It's good.
Like that one?
It's better than what I can do. I'll tell you that much. I try to make stuff. I'm not good at the video editing. I'm good at the audio. I'm good at editing music and producing music. So if we get together and you do the video and I do the audio, you're muted. You're muted.
Yes, I'm a slacker. You're going to see some slacking this year. Oh, my. On the days I don't feel 100 years old, I'll be slacking.
So I'm going to go. Should I go back into the giant photos? I mean, should I try to get them back again? Or should we go move on to the next one?
I put some lines and I took warp in 3 different.
I'll bring them back. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm going to bring up
silly. I can do that 100 times. You don't got to do nothing.
See what else I can find.
Like my warp thing, though. See, now there's one with the clear background.
I like this.
It really looks like
it looks like it kind of looks like it's moving.
The clear one's better because you can see through it. But I don't know how StreamYard works. Oh, you can see through it. I see it. The black and white squares are the clear part. So you can put a picture behind that.
It shows up. It shows up differently on the phone. But Singe, did you see the other day when I was at the Museum of Science? Dude, they had a whole bunch of these type of pictures on the wall, and I got them all. I got them all in the stream. We could use them. We just have to go back and take them up. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. I got them on my stream.
Hey, it's just like, hey, the eyes are stupid. We can mess with the eyes really quickly. Here you go.
On the Museum of Scientism stream the other day from on the Michelle L channel. On the Michelle L channel. All right, so let me see.
Right.
Shout out to the Michelle L channel. How you guys doing over there? I gotta go check in over there, see who's over there. We're on tonight. We're on Michelle L. We're on Boston Ray. We're on Odyssey. We're on two different platforms, 3 different channels, all for free of charge. You know what I'm saying? We don't make any money doing this. We do this for fun.
Oh no.
Actually, I pay money out my own pocket to do this. So I'm actually taking a loss. I'm actually taking a loss by doing this. So the Samoan Watchman's over there. Nod Lodge the most.
Yeah, Samoan, thank you. You're awesome. You're great. I think I've subbed all of you. Yeah. I'll go in right now.
Nod Lodge the most. Nemo. David Wolf. Yeah, I already gave him. THC was over there.
Wolf.
Nice.
I've known him for a while.
Yeah, but we're on both channels, guys. So you guys can. There's more people on Boston Ray, but I like it when everybody goes to every channel because it's cool. Because I need views on every channel. We need to keep it. We need to keep this going. We need to keep this thing moving. We got to keep the channels growing. Otherwise, we don't get nowhere. We need to help each other out. We're a community. There's no cliques in this community. All right. There's people. I've seen people going on rants about cliques. Well, there's no cliques in the community. We need to all help each other. I agree. We're getting DuckDuckGo back up. Don't worry. My computer's just a little slow, but it's working pretty well. That's why I'm trying to get everything done while I can. What, am I frozen? All right. See what I'm saying? You never know. 1 minute, like last time, the mouse stopped working. I had to take the thing apart and put it back together. Thank God. Here we go. It's funny how they know exactly what we're talking about. Look, giant. Oh, is it? It's not showing yet, is it? All right.
Sorry, I got distracted there.
No, I got it back up. I got it back up. I got more stuff. I actually got more stuff now. All right. I'm not going to share the system audio on this one. I'm just going to show the pictures. So anyway, we got giants in America, ancient skeletons found buried. Gaia, I don't trust them. Nephilim and giant bones in Hopewell, Book of Mormon. All right, let's just go to the images. Do we already see all these? Is there any that we haven't? Wait up, have we seen all these ones, right? Did we see this one? I don't think we've seen this one. Let's see this.
Like that might be the one I was talking about. One I was talking about. Let's see. That's an early one.
It sucks. Yeah, it's small.
Oh. So those are like the 7 or 8 foot tall guys.
They say these are the Nephilim, dude. This is proof that the Bible was real. That's why they're covering it up. They don't want proof that the Bible was real. They want to get rid of the Bible. We did a whole show on it, Singe. Them trying to get rid of the Bible. And look at this one. Whoa, look at the shape of his face. It's like a triangle. Well, I don't know. Maybe, it's probably normal. I don't know. It looks like a dog nose, right? Does that look like a dog nose, or am I crazy? I don't know. I don't like looking at...
It doesn't look like a dog nose.
A dog nose?
It doesn't look like
I'm crazy.
Human nose either.
Yeah. Look at this one. I mean,
I
don't know.
I see what you mean. With the flesh on it, yeah, but not without the flesh. It would be, yeah.
So, like, what do they do? I mean, if this isn't real, what did they do? Write about it in Genesis and then put all these fake pictures to trick us? I mean, some of them might be fake, but like every single one of these pictures is fake? No, I don't think so. Look at this one. It looks kind of real. It's like in a box. I don't normally like looking at skulls and skeletons and stuff like that. It's kind of gives me the creeps, but we should be checking if there's thanks to Steffi P. She reminded me. We should be checking if there's anything behind the eyelids. If it goes all the way through like a hole, or if there's a bone back there. Because they say now, because of the Mandela effect, there's a bone behind your eye, and you shouldn't have a hole in your skull. Let's see, these ones, they look like they have bones. Yeah, these ones do. I was at the Museum of Scientism. They had skulls with no bones in the eyes. Look at this guy, the paranormal pastor. This guy got a big skull. But that's fake. I don't know. That doesn't look like a real skull to me. But it might be. I just want to see if there's anything we missed, because they always put the good ones at the end. This one looks pretty good. So the Mound Builders were like a race of people. That's what I got out of that. The Mound Builders were a race of people that were building mounds that were big, but they weren't giants. Look at this. Boom. That's a giant skeleton. What's up, Algo? Yeah, you see what Vinny started? Algo was there.
So cool.
He was there. Yeah.
I love it.
I was like, I'm gonna do the research, Vinny. I'm gonna do the research. Now look, here I am. I'm doing the research.
Oh, really? That started you off? Okay. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, he got me. I mean, I wasn't sure. I wanted to be sure about what I was saying. And he made me doubt myself for a minute. So I looked it up. There is plenty of proof that the Nephilim were real, and that the Mound Builders and the Serpent Mound. Well, what he was saying was the Serpent Mound didn't have skeleton bones in it. That's what he was saying. He didn't say nothing else about anything else. He just said the Ohio one. But we already looked it up, and they're saying it did. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I have no idea. I'm just looking into it because it's fun. That's all. Everybody seems to be enjoying it. Look at this one. There was a Cyclops skull. They showed a skull with a hole in its head, and it was like a Cyclops, dude. One eye in the middle, and that was it. That was crazy. It was on the thing I played. I can't get back to it now. I'm doing too well. I'm doing too well tonight. I'm not stopping this. What's this? Greg Little Ancient Mounds. Let's see. So this is like what, the inside of like a design? Oh, that's so cool. 165 feet in diameter, 520 inches in circumference. Look, they're all laying around like that in a circle, and there's one in the middle. It's almost like the one in the middle was like more important than the other ones, like royalty or something, right? So they have like, what's it say over here? MAS. Oops, can't make a clear decision on that. So then they got like the roots. It's like a tunnel. So this is what they did. Maybe it's a drawing. It's just a drawing, but it's something. Look at this one. Yeah, I actually did a Bible reading tonight. That was pretty fun. We're getting there. Moving in the right direction. All right, let's see. This looks old. I always like to look at the old stuff, but it could be fake. 10,000-year-old relics yielded by Indian burial mound near Finleyville. Sounds a lot like Amityville. I don't know. I'd be careful with this one. Going near the old Native American burial grounds, dude. Is that... Look at this one. It's like, who's this, Wolverine? Yeah, that's Wolverine. All right, let's see. Whoa! They got one in a box with long hair and shit. That's creepy. I mean, what would you do if you... Listen. All right. Let's just say for all intents and purposes, this is a real picture. And these two guys have some sort of freak show at a circus or something, and they show this thing off every night, right? And they're like, hey, it's a giant skeleton. And people go to, like, back in the day, people went to see this thing, right? That's what it kind of looks like to me. Or maybe they're like Freemasons and they use it for rituals or something. Who knows? But let's just say this was real. What would you do with this thing if you had it? That's so creepy. Like, it would probably stink. It's rotting away in the corner. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? Just turn it in. I don't know, though, because they'll just destroy it. I don't know what to do. Bury it somewhere. Bury it somewhere and hope it doesn't come after you.
How about when you find it, just leave it there and bury it back? Yeah, don't fuck with it.
Don't fuck with it. Just leave it.
I would never fuck with it.
Yeah, look at this. This guy. So this guy's like regular height. He must have made it. He must have made this thing. You could tell he must have been the creator of this. And this is like a 7-foot skeleton. And then there's like, all right, whatever. I'll take it. 9,000-year-old skeletons found in Jordan. 9,000-year-old skeleton. But I don't trust the carbon dating on anything. They look like they could have been melted, right? This dude looks like he got his face melted off right there. They threw him in this pit and melted them. Maybe that's why they melted everything, to get rid of the giants. I don't know. Something to look into, meltologists. It's not my cup of tea, but it's something for the meltologists to look at. Did they melt the giants? Good question. I might look into it. We'll see. If I start doing a little meltology on the side. I already got a lot going on. I'm making a new channel for just civil rights audits. It's going to be cool. I'm going to have 3 YouTube channels going at once. Whatever. Maybe Rockfin will take me one day. Maybe one day I'll be worthy for Rockfin. Shit. What do we got here? This dude's like laying next to one of them. These people love these things. We're humans being... Oh. What's this? This looks interesting. Were humans being sacrificed within sight of St. Louis? Look at this. Evidence of bloody rites in the worship of the sun god on Cahokia Mound, the great monument of a lost race, which is now proposed to make the central feature of a state park. Wow. Boom, baby. I told you we might find something good. So these dudes are doing a bloody ritual worship of the sun god on Cahokia Mound. And that's the great monument of a lost race within. It's a lost race within. It is now proposed to make the central feature of a state park. So they're just plowing it over, and they're just going to put a state park there. And it's like the central feature. And that's where they sacrificed bloody rites in the worship of the sun god. Amazing. Amazing. I never get bored of this research. I'm telling you. Never get bored of this. What's this? Mound Builders. It looks like a friggin' UFO shaped, doesn't it? Like a flying saucer. And look, there's the one sitting in the middle right there. Ancient mound at Racine, examined by DPR Hoy. That's just a drawing, though. I don't know. Most of them are, but what's this? Pinterest always comes up with good shit. Head and shoulders above modern man. Nah. What do we got? The princess. We already looked at her. Ancient giants. This one looks old because it's like melted into the rock, dude. But we don't know if it's really that old. What if it just like got hit by like some sort of directed energy and just got obliterated right into the rock? Just melted right into the rock, right? Could be. That's what it looks like to me. Now that I see all the melted stuff everywhere. Like these ones right here. They look like they're melted. Right? Like they melted into, like, either they were there for a long time, like they're saying, which we know is not true, or something else. They were hit by something. All right. They're all small, dude. Why are they giving me all these small photos, dude? They're trying to hide them. They don't want us to get big images. I'd have to copy it, crop it, make it big myself. And that's a pain in my ass. I can do it. But look at this. This one was on the news. This was in Russia on the news, it looks like. Maybe Ukraine. I don't know. I don't know what that is. No, it looks Greek. That looks like it could be Greek. I'm not even sure. Sorry. But either way, look. They found that.
It's all Greek to me. Sorry, I had to say that.
Go ahead. You can say whatever you want. I've been on a roll.
I said it.
Look at this one. What, you said I'm on a roll?
No, I said it's all Greek to me.
It's all Greek to me, man. Nephilim skull. Giant Nephilim skull from Ohio. Ohio. No place like home. I'll have to get that song for you guys. You know what
Yeah, actually, you're taller than all those giants because you're still alive and they're not alive.
I know. Look at this one.
They're not very tall at all anymore.
Look, why are they giving me such small images? Come on, guys. Get it together with the images.
Small images for giants. Okay.
I'm just trying to get as much stuff up here on my computer. This is what we're going to do. We're going to look at a few more giant skulls, and then we're going to switch gears. Then we're going to get into the other part of the show. This is. Look at this. Of course, they got him with the sheep.
My media bear.
Nephilim's giant skeletons. Oh, discovered around Stonehenge. Conspiracy time. All right. Do you see anything cool? I like the ones like
Shout
this
out
where they show all the...
No One Flower. Shout out to M10.
Oh, Mary's here. Nice. I knew someone would make it. The Encyclopedia of Ancient Giants. We're going nuts tonight. I've been on a roll. This is gonna be a good stream. It's gonna stay up too, hopefully. All right. I think we looked at all this. Oh, this is cool. This is a big one. I've seen this before, but I never had it on my stream. Look, top 10 giant discoveries in North America. 10, Serpent Mound, Ohio. They're saying it right here. It was one of the top 10 giant discoveries in North America. Facebook.com/giants on record. Cresap Mound, West Virginia. All right, so it even tells you. In the Serpent Mound, they found a 7-footer. The Cecil Mound in West Virginia, they found a 7 foot 2 inches. Iowa Mounds, they found a 7 foot 6 inches. Stillville, Missouri, 8 inches. 8 feet. Miamisburg, Ohio, 8 feet 1.5. San Diego, Cali, they found a skeleton. That's the 5th one. 8 feet 4 inches. The 4th biggest one was Catalina Island in California, 9 feet 2 inches.
Catalina. That's really?
Beaver Lake in the Ozarks in Arkansas. I'm from Arkansas. 10
Wow,
10
Catalina.
feet.
Incredible.
10 feet. They found a 10-foot skeleton in Arkansas.
Kansas.
Lump Rock, Rancho, California, 12 foot. 12 feet in Rancho, California. Lompoc Rancho, 12 foot. In West Hickory, Pennsylvania, they take the cake. They found an 18-foot skeleton. That's number 1. That's all the skeletons I just named off right there.
On Catalina Island, side note, you're not allowed to drive any combustion engine.
Oh.
They drive golf carts on Catalina Island.
Interesting.
Side note.
Yeah. Anything you got, throw it in, Singe. But yeah, we're learning. You're learning tonight because you said yourself. I mean, look at this one. Here's a newspaper clipping. Prehistoric giants taken from mounds. We can read it. 49 skeletons found. There's so many of them. I mean, I could go on for days with this. Whoa, that one looks cool. What's this? I don't know what it is. The Brush Creek tablet was found among skeletons of people over 8 and 9 feet tall in Muscombe County, Ohio in the early 1880s. The whereabouts of the tablet today are unknown. Oh, here we go. Cyclops skull. Boom, baby. Look at this. Cyclops skull.
Hey.
Yeah.
But go back into Zoom, fill the screen with it.
Yeah.
Let's get a look at it. Let everybody look at it for like 30 seconds.
It could be fake, but it looks fucked up.
Huh.
You ever seen anything like it, Singe?
No, I've never seen a birth defect like that either. I don't think, but you never know.
It's kind of creepy, right?
Yeah, like
could be
an,
fake. It
if,
could be
okay,
fake.
if it's fake, they did an
fake.
excellent job on the teeth.
Well, they
If
could
it's
have
real,
they could have took a
creator
real skull
job
and
on
paper
the teeth.
mache the eyes. It looks like paper mache maybe, and they
Could
paper
be
mache
cat.
the. I don't know. And they took something and just put a hole right through the middle. But that
You could
wouldn't
do
explain
that.
it. So look at the nose though. If that was how would the nose work, right? On right there, that's where our nose would go, right? Like our nasal passage, right? So if you want to look at it for
There'd be like one
this thing must be breathing down or something.
picture where they have this like their nose is just like two holes in their face, you know, like an alien gray with like two.
Well, yeah, like all these things that they're trying to pass off as alien gray skulls are probably Nephilim skulls. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to tell us that like the Bible's real. They want us to live.
Or not.
They want us to
to
live in this fucking fantasy world where they control
See,
everything.
yeah.
Right? They hijacked our reality basically.
Oh,
and
so actually believing in the fantasy
go ahead.
world is the real world. Oh my god, my mind is blown. Like dragons and elves and gnomes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I knew this was going to be a good subject, but I want to get into the Orphans too. I got a good video. If it'll play, I think it'll do good. I'm figuring out what type of videos will play. Look at this. These dudes are like going through the wall.
May I have some more?
Yeah, they got some kids with them. Largest mound in Ohio. Miami's oh, there's another one in Ohio.
Everything's a myth.
Largest burial mound in Ohio, right there. Yeah, why is there so many in Ohio? Maybe there was a lot of Native Americans, because that's a Native American name. Oh, look at this one. That one looks like it got like its head crushed in, and it's laying there like trying to fight back with its mouth open. But who knows?
Sean Osborne.
Great Indian bones. We must be doing. If Sean Osborne's doing here, if he's here, we must be doing good. Sean, I got all your emails, man, and then I was looking at them and they all disappeared. I seen them all. I had them on the phone and I was like, oh, he sent me some good shit. He was looking up some good shit for us to go over here. And then anyway, I don't know, dude. I think my phone erased after a few days.
Isn't he related to Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah.
Sean Osborne.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Ozzy's his brother.
I'm just trying to see.
His uncle. Ozzy's uncle.
What's this? I don't know. What time is it now? 1:18. Well, this one looks good. A lot of these pictures are really old, or they make them to look old. You can't. We got to look for high resolution pictures. Look at this one. This one's cool because it has the
resolution pictures.
Oh, there's a horned one down there. That's creepy. I'll go to that too. Look at this. That's the size of the tractor, and look how size the skull is. And these dudes are over here. It could be photoshopped or something. I don't know. I'm just looking up images. I'm not saying any of this is I don't know. But look at this other one. That looks cool. Let's get that up there. This guy's got the armor on, which we know now is technology, right? All this stuff was tech. All this stuff was technology for them. It didn't just guard them from getting poked. That's why it's made out of metal. All right. Anyway, let's go down. This one looks crazy. Look at this.
There's one scene in Excalibur where they show him fighting in the armor, and he's like trying to cross a river, and it's just like, I could cross the river 10 or 15 times before he even crossed it.
I don't know, dude. That looks like
a wrapped some rope around him. just wrap some rope and okay, I won. They were moving so slow. It was like before I knew it, Excalibur, and I'm like, wow, how'd they move around in their armor? It's like, oh, well, maybe they didn't.
What about
because
this
I
one,
think
Sage?
actual fighters wear like leather, just thick leather armor, because then you can move around. Maybe a piece of metal here or there, but not full.
What about this one, Singe?
Maybe for sport, like if you're jousting, then that's about it. That well, my instincts always say fake, right? First instinct. So I don't know. Let's look closer.
I can't get in. All right. I think I want to move on. Let's see. I just keep finding more
Animal
stuff.
horns don't even attach like
we're
that.
here. It's recording. I might as well get it in the stream.
In my experience, animal horns don't attach like that on a dead skull. They fall off.
Beach giant
Correct?
skull unearthed by WPA workers near Victoria. Yeah, I don't really know. It looked like an animal skull to me, but I don't know. What's this? This one looks kind of real.
No, I'll just throw out the.
This one looks kind of real. Look at this. It has a huge head. It doesn't look like, I don't know.
Let's see.
People, I'll put it back up for you. Hold on. People actually have these things.
I know. I'd be like, okay, get rid of that now. I don't care if it's real or not. Out! Get rid of it.
Look, they have it wrapped up in a blanket. You see the blanket in the background? Like
some baby back. You missed some baby back.
I'd be like, get that Egyptian fucking blanketed up shit out of my fucking house, dude. You know what I mean? Like, get that the fuck out of here. All right, what's this? Don't keep it on top of the fridge. Look at this one. Here's a humanoid footprint. I think we already seen it. I think we're just going over the same shit all over again. This one looks crazy. Look at him. He's in there like, don't put me in the hole. Let me out. The Nephilim Chronicles. I don't know. That seems to be where a lot of these are coming from. American History Censored. What's this? Mound Builders Giants. What's this? This is something they had. They're saying this is like a bracelet from the Mound Builders. That's their language. Okay. Some Mound Builder hieroglyphics. I'll take it. We're learning. Bizarre skeletons. We already seen that. What's down here? Anything look interesting? Look at this lady. Oh no. Oh no. What is going on here? I had to throw it in there. Oh, here we go. This looks different. What are they trying to say? This is what we looked like? No. Oh, Hawaski. Look, 33. 100303. That's a code for 33. Doesn't matter. You don't have to put the date there. It's a code for 33. You really think they took that on October 3rd, 2003? No. A 1 is a placeholder. It's all threes. All right. Look at this one. Yeah, that's just a drawing. What's this? This looks kind of interesting. All right, so what does it say? Found how are white Indians arising out of the legend into fact? White Indians? How are white Indians are raising into fact? Found mysterious royal burying ground of blonde children fathered by a race of giants 3,000 years ago. Oh, this is interesting. All right, let's see. by Catalina Island. Dude, isn't that what you were saying, that they won't let nobody do anything there? Catalina Island? Sin?
You cannot drive vehicles on Catalina Island. I think maybe
Whoa.
like emergency vehicles.
We might be onto something with
But
that, dude.
like common person can only have a golf cart, and you don't need one. It's small. He can just ride a bike around.
Look at this. That a race of magnificent, tall, white Indians once roamed the Americas long before the first Europeans sailed, crossed through the Atlantic, has been a subject for subject for wild, almost bantering debate among archaeologists. None of them took into thing very seriously. It was regarded as picturesque legend, but now discoveries have confirmed beyond question that white men had already lived in America for centuries when Columbus landed. We all know it's all bullshit, but new finds of Catalina Island.
That's pretty dang cool.
You like it?
I want more. Give me more.
All right. New finds on Catalina Island off the California coast overshadow in richness and significance mark of the archaeological events of recent years. Digging on the Urolithic, I don't know, I can't make it out, part of the island, long the favorite location for movie directors, something atmosphere. Professor Ralph Glidden, curator of Catalina Museum, has uncovered overwhelming proof that a fair-skinned, tow-headed, highly intelligent race once lived in the West. His discovery of a vast caches of skeletons, urns, and heads. And then it shows this dude down here, right? And it shows this guy over here, that lady. I don't even sure what that is. And then, yep. And then it shows this. Like, that's a mound with somebody in it. Let's see. Up over here look, it's all skulls, grim relics. Let's see what that. Well, I don't know. I should stick with this and then get over there. All right, so I don't lose my spot. Young Miles Overbuilt Jr. in Catalina Island holding a tray of white Indians' teeth. That's what that is. They got a tray of white Indians' teeth right there. That's a picture of. 4,083 of them.
So I guess they're like
127 sets. 127 sets of teeth.
So
Not a
gross.
single tooth. Not a single tooth showed marks of decay. So then, anyway, we're getting into it tonight, Singe. Wampers and domestic utensils is no ordinary Indian relic find. Not only does it reveal the existence of a white race of Indians living in America some 3,000 years ago, but it poses a tragic mystery. Professor Glidden's first startling find was a huge funeral urn carved out of stone. Dude, that almost looks like those urns that are on the buildings that we see, those big, huge things that are on the buildings that look like urns carved out of stone, and containing the skeleton of a young girl couched up in the upright position within the fagor bones of her little hands clenched over the wamp-laid brim in a circle surrounding the urn where... All right, so they found a bunch of skeletons, dude. I'm not reading all this. The girl's few pennies turned into...
Yeah, let's read a little bit.
All right.
Ryan in the house.
All right. I had
Ryan
enough.
going to be in a house. Yeah.
What does this say, though? This says something. The weird spectacle. Yeah, Ryan, what up, man? Yep. He always shows up. That's awesome. He's been here since the very beginning. All right, so what do we got? All right, we'll get out of this. I want to get into the next part, but I need a drink, dude. So this is what we're going to do. Take a step back. Stop sharing for a minute. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change the back, something more relaxing for your eye. Okay. Let's see if it comes up.
Oh, yeah. Good call. That's not that bad, but yeah.
Oh.
Nice mushrooms are nice, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just relax a little bit, because you know why? It's about to be 420. No, I'm not even gonna. All right. I'm gonna play a song, and then we're gonna get into the Freemasons and the Orphans. I found a cool video that I'm gonna play, and we're gonna go over it. And there's some cool pictures and stuff. And then who knows what we'll do after that. But yeah, all right. We're gonna get into the Oddfellows. Educate the Orphan. You know the videos I made. I found the Oddfellows building, and Jen did some research on the Oddfellows too. And she found she traced them all the way back to the arcs, to the ships, the prison ships, and everything else. Well, I found some information about the Oddfellows too, some more, and I don't know, it might have already been covered, but I'm gonna cover it. It's not my information. It's Mind Unveiled. It's by Mind Unveiled. It's pretty good. We're gonna watch a video by Mind Unveiled. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. All right. When we get back. So we're going to get into the Freemason bullshit. So here we go.
You're funny.
So whenever Ray throws me a title or a topic, or I come up with a topic, then it's just like, oh, look at my brain light. Then it's just like a kind of like where the word picture, like say you said fire, right? So I put the word on fire. Duh. That's the easy one. So this one was like, what am I gonna do? Orphan.
It's so simple, but it's so brilliant. And it's like keep it simple, stupid. Because stupid simple because it's simple, stupid. You know what I mean?
Right. There's a lot of times I start adding in a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, no, just put just a couple images is fine. You don't need to pile a bunch of images in there.
It's stupid. It's stupid, simple, cool. Stupid. So keep it stupid, simple. No, I can't even. I lost it. All right, forget it.
What do you yell to the garage guys? Hey, ho! Do that.
What?
Hey! How you yell at
the Italians? Oh yeah, the Italians. they watch my channel too. They could be watching right now.
I love that. Hey!
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm on the phone with Sinj. Yeah, you. How many times do you hear me do that, and I don't even realize you're on the phone with me, right? I walk by every time I walk. All right. There's these I'm Italian, I'm Sicilian, right? But there's these dudes at the corner that live near my house. They have a garage. Okay. Yeah, shout out to the Italians. It's a
Italians. Hey,
it's a foreign auto body shop where they work on foreign cars, right? They're really good mechanics. They really are. They
nice.
Fix Ferraris, and they fix a bunch of crazy shit, you know. But
Italian cars.
All kinds of crazy cars they can fix. But so they do body work and all kinds of shit. They're good. They work their asses off. But I always walk by and they have the doors open because it's like 2 doors down from me. And I'm always like, oh, hey, forget about it. You know, and I'm always like, a gabagoo, you know, and I say all these like Italian.
That's it. Forget about it. That's the one.
They love it. They love it. A gabagoo. And I'm like, oh, hey, oh, every time I walk by, and they do it back. They're like, hey, and there's like 5 of them, and I'm like, oh, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on for like 7 years at least. I've been doing it, and they love me. They love me every time I come by. Oh, and I'm like, oh, and sometimes I'll like want to just walk by. And I'll try to like sneak by, and they'll be like, ah! And I'm like, oh, hey! I gotta get it on camera now. Now that I talked about it, I gotta get it on camera. Thanks for bringing it up, Sinj. I'll have to get that.
Yeah, I love them. All right, I don't even know them. I love them.
Let's give the chat a shout out. We got 18 wonderful people here. We're doing good tonight. Before I get into my next piece, LOL. Yes, LOL. Smurfer girl. David M. What's up? Algo's here. You know you have a good stream when he shows up. the Samoan Watchman. Yep. I just like putting people. I don't know how to get the names on to go up on the side like everyone else does. You know, I just like to put people's pictures up there in their channels. So on the replay, you know, people will
have OBS
maybe
for
sub
that.
you. Maybe people will sub you tomorrow. You know, you might get some subs from being at least I
I'll
can do
put
for
his,
you for being in here. Get a few subs on your channel.
if he doesn't have a wrench,
Sub
you got a wrench,
sub,
put your own thing in.
Who doesn't have a wrench?
Everybody sub it. I said if he doesn't, then everybody sub each other.
No Lodge doesn't have a wrench. Hold on. Let me get him a wrench. I gotta switch channels to get him a wrench. Give me a second. I want everybody to have a wrench that is on our side because we need it. Because this channel is this is what's gonna happen, okay? Ray's gonna get famous, and this channel's gonna just blow up out of control, right? And we're gonna need you guys to hold, you know, to hold it down for me because I can't pay attention to the chat while I'm doing this all the time. So No Lodge, you got one. Nemo, you can have one. There you guys, you all got wrenches now over there, and Michelle L at least. I'll have to go over and check Boston Ray. They make it so difficult. I can't give wrenches out from the computer. I might be able to. There's probably a way to do it. I just don't want to accidentally kick anybody out. But yeah, sub everybody you see. Ryan, help Ryan out. He's almost got a place. So I don't know if he does yet. Last time I talked to him, he had a place and he's almost there. So help him get there. Because it's tough when you're homeless, it's tough to get out of being homeless. That's the worst, the hardest thing. It's harder it takes years. Some people never get out of being homeless. Some people die homeless, and that sucks. Okay, so anyway, let's get into
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I met a guy from Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, in Kenya, you're only homeless if you want to be. Families will always take you, and your family will always take you in. He was like amazed at America's homelessness. He's like, what's going on here?
I think if you don't have your name on a lease of your own, you're homeless. There's all different kinds of homeless. There's people that are more chronic cases that are on drugs and they're out on the street strung out and they don't even just give a shit. They'll just pass out and drunk. But there's people
Kenya's
that sleep on
supposedly a third world country. We're supposed to be like a first world country. We have way more. They don't have. Yeah, we have homelessness. They don't have it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna share
screen. What's tripping? Like, what's third world about that? It sounds pretty good to me.
It sucks, dude. Being homeless sucks, dude. There's nothing good about it. It sucks. All right, we're gonna do this. You ready?
No, you got it back. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I said.
So this is new. I mean, I was doing research into these oddfellows too, but this is new. Let's see if I can get it to play. Come on.
Oddfellows.
Yep. They educated the orphans. They buried people. And they're
like taking.
There was a group of Freemasons.
Right. Did someone call them odd? And they're like, well, we're just going to take that name on.
They educated the orphans, dude. They brainwashed the orphans. And they showed the orphans the globe. I have pictures of it.
We covered how in America there was a sudden need to build asylums in the 18th and 19th centuries. The size and population count during these times make these structures very, very questionable, some of them almost being self-contained cities. The narrative is that these were built because there was a rise in sickness and lunatics. However, this narrative doesn't really make sense, and it's much more likely that these were old world buildings built by a prior civilization that were then turned into reset programming facilities by the inheritors. Now, this video could have been part of the last video because, in a way, this is a direct continuation of that subject, but I think it's better that we go ahead and do two different videos. It started to become apparent after the research for the last video the early history of many of these mental institutions. Some of them actually started as prisons that had flooded with many who were mentally ill, and eventually the inmates were told to build their own hospital. At least that's how the story goes. But the point is that at some point, these prisons and mental institutions were essentially one. And the same could be said for the orphanages. Many of these asylums were also orphan homes. They have different names for them. Sometimes they call it orphan asylums, foundling hospitals, and oddfellow homes. This is where the story gets even deeper. These homes were funded and owned by a Masonic lodge known as the Oddfellows. These people play a major role in the reset program during the early 1800s, and it was done under the name of philanthropy. But if you look at some of their symbols and the people behind this, we can begin to suspect that maybe their intentions weren't so benign. And these hospitals were funded by this organization. The Independent Order of Oddfellows, IOOF, is a non-political and non-sectarian international fraternal order of odd fellowship. It was founded in 1819 by Thomas Wildy.
I found an Oddfellows building in Malden like 6 months ago. We'll probably watch that after this. And I didn't even know anything about the Oddfellows. And I looked into the building because it had this weird eye on it and it had all these symbols. I'll show you. And then all of a sudden I learned about these and I started researching about them. These Oddfellows, okay? Educate the orphan. All right. And then it shows them burying they had graveyards and it looks like all their buildings look like a funeral home design. So they had orphan schools and it shows, I have a picture of them showing them the globe. And then they have things where they bury the sick, right? And it shows them, it says that they say, make it sound good. So it'll be like aid the sick, right? That's one of their things, right? They aid the sick. No, they kill the sick. They kill them off. They give them
sounds very familiar.
Yeah, they euthanasia in them is what they're doing. All right, let's go.
Order of Oddfellows, founded in England during the 1700s. I don't know, that just kind of seems weird to me, but these people and their whole mission was to educate the orphans. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these Oddfellow buildings. These are essentially orphanages, and they have lodges as well. And it's the same thing. It's the same constant theme that you see with some of these other asylums. Basically castles, right? And who are these people? There's another castle. Who are these Oddfellows with all these symbols, and they have these nice suits and they're all prepared in these cities? But who are these Oddfellows? They're basically a secret order. And I saw this cool website that basically was an artwork done with all their symbols and some prominent Oddfellows and Freemasons. But this is basically another order that is associated with these asylums and orphanages. So if we come down, he was listing some of the people in here. You have the vice president. You have the president in here. You have Albert Pike.
Albert Pike, dude.
So
you guys know who Albert Pike is, right? He's a big Freemason. Albert Pike. He's one of the big ones.
Didn't he go to
one of the main
Antarctica?
original?
Is there an Antarctica thing with him?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll check.
I don't know.
I might be confused. I've heard so much information in the past 5 years. So hold on.
I think you're thinking of Admiral Byrd. Admiral Byrd? Is that what you're thinking of? Richard Byrd?
Probably,
Byrd?
Well, I thought there was a Pike too. I'll check it out. What is his name again?
Maybe. You might. Albert Pike. All right. You can look into it. Look it up. Just Google it real quick and I'll play it.
who were these people? And why, do we not hear about them as much as the Freemasons, right? And I find it strange that they try to say that they're all for friendship, love, and truth, right? As if this is just some charitable or, I mean, what's going on? With occult symbols.
Skull and crossbones. Dude, the skull and crossbones, wherever, no matter what, means poison. Poison. That's what I would say. It's bad. Look, they got the Satan star right there. They got the Freemason with the three with the three things between loyalty, friendship, and truth right there. Friendship, love, and truth. Those three rings that they use right there. 1, 2, 3. Friendship, love, and truth. That's what these people are. That's what they fucking say. That's their motto. Friendship, love, and truth. We kill off the sick. We bury them. I mean, I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want to kill off no sick. So, someone might have to do it someday, but not the way they were probably doing it. I don't trust them. I don't know. I don't trust them.
No, there's mercy killings, but that's very rare and only when needed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to bury people like they used to bury people. I mean, I don't know. It's just a creepy thing to do anyway. You know, it just sucks. Either way, no matter which way you cut it, it must suck for them too, right? Because they have to bury people, right? That unless they like doing it, I don't know, but it sucks either way. All right, let's go.
Symbols.
And you know what else too? Just to play devil's advocate here, if you were these guys and you had these fucking orphans coming in from all over the place, right? And it was your job to educate them with whatever was left after the X Factor event, right? And there's barely anything left to even teach these kids anything. I don't know. It's a tough job, right? It must have been a tough job either way. Kids are tough. I have 2 kids and I can't even handle it. It's tough.
Masonic artwork.
I'm not sticking up for them.
Masonic with the 3 links. So that's the Oddfellow connection. They're connected with the Masons. And Skull and Bones. So these people are the ones funding many of these hospitals. And they have buildings all around the world. Oddfellow halls, they have lodges, they have cemeteries. So this is a big deal. Here's a Oddfellow mansion in Denmark. They're in Australia. Let's keep scrolling down. Here's some in Toronto that look pretty. There's that Denmark one. And then you have some of these smaller ones, but even these, these are still old world buildings. We might think like these are pretty easy to build, and they probably are nowadays, but still, the inheritors weren't going to waste time. They just took over some of these buildings that were already here. So there's some other ones down here. Here's an Oddfellow hall. Pretty impressive looking. Let's see this one, St. Charles. And so, this is obviously a very...
Look at these buildings.
Very...
I want to see if they show the one that I found. I found an Oddfellows building too. And the Oddfellows buildings are crazy. They have so much symbology, like in the bricks and everything. Mine definitely looks like it was an orphan school and a funeral home. It was in Malden. Mr. B helped me figure it out.
As they tell us. So in all these lodges too, they look very old world. And then they have cemeteries, so very strange indeed. The Oddfellows, also known as the Three-Link Fraternity, is one of the oldest and largest non-political and non-sectarian fraternal and service-oriented organizations in the world. Now, if you think this is just some white person thing or this operation was done solely by one race, you're mistaken, as many of these Oddfellow organizations were also entirely black. We will come back to this when we get to the colored orphanages. Essentially, at this time, there was no healthcare, no orphanages, no care for the elderly, so this group called the Order of Oddfellows comes out of nowhere. There are many theories about how it first started and got its name, but its generally accepted belief is that it emerged in England when a group of working-class men who fell outside of the established system of trade guilds banded together to form their own labor association. So they continue, and this is what they tell us, that at the time of industrial at a time when there was no welfare state, trade unions, and national health. Honestly, I think it's complete BS because, as we'll see shortly, these people had a lot of money and were not such an average working class guys as we're led to believe. That at some point, the state took over because there's no way this was just started by a few laborers. But of course, they give us this story. They would work together to help each other and the unfortunate families back on their feet, whether it was rebuilding a barn that had burned or putting in a new clothes, so named by general population who thought they were an odd bunch of fellows who would behave in such a selfless and seemingly impractical fashion. Then the group adopted the name. This is a pretty funny way to get their name, but these are
Called
the
it.
stories that they tell us.
I called it.
And
They
as
took the name on.
many of these controllers think they're as the order's triple
Anyway,
symbol is
I was
alluding
lost
to
in the
its
chat.
motto: friendship, love.
So anyway, what were you gonna say that they were what? You called it?
Yeah, I told you at the beginning. What did they take the name on after someone said they were odd? That's the best thing to do. I learned in junior high school. If someone says you're something, you just go oh and make fun of yourself, whatever, and then it becomes like they can't pick on you anymore. So they took it on. Interesting. So
Yeah.
it also sounds cool too, but I always just think of them as all these groups as like a little boys club that you had when you were 10. You had like a little fort and your buddies hang out in the fort. That's basically. But they took it too far. For many millennia.
All right, let me get it back.
Thousands of years.
All right.
So what I'm reading here is Freemasons are instructed to make it up as they go along. That's what Albert Pike said. Or something like that.
Yeah.
The less a man knows something, the better, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to find out what he says. But he's known for a lot of quotes. And we know about that, right? Mm-hmm. They attributed them all to him. But that doesn't mean he said them all.
Yeah. Well,
and some museum took. It's crazy. Never mind. It's just
no, go ahead.
He was in the involved in the Civil War. So not any place, but a few places took down all statues and all pictures and any reference to him once they found out he was in the Civil War. And it's like, yeah, he didn't just become in the Civil War. You just found out about it. And it triggered you. They pulled down statues and everything in 2020 because they found out he was involved in the Civil War.
Yeah.
When there's way more important things to be worried about.
Yep, I'm gonna press play.
In truth, which sounds pretty fake to me. By the early 1700s, there were a number of oddfellows organizations in England. In 1810, various oddfellow lodges of the London Union Order in Manchester organized an independent order of oddfellows with the title Manchester Unity. With their improved system, they were able to persuade other oddfellow lodges
Thank you,
to form
M10.
their unity. They also chartered the Independent Order of Oddfellows in America.
Thank you, Ryan.
Wildy. He immigrates into Maryland and then decides to get Oddfellows started in America. Because at this time, for whatever reason, according to the narrative, there was no health insurance and there was no one there to take care of all the people. So, they decide that this money to make it super detailed and ornate, and let's break all other architectural goals ever made in America. And let's go ahead and make it a self-contained city. And you know what? We're going to do all of this for free. That's basically the abridged version. Okay.
Nice.
So
first one's free.
London, England in 1782. He was left an orphan 5 years later, and the pledge to educate the orphan sprang from his personal childhood experiences. See, so what you have is these orphans guiding other orphans, and this kind of reminds me a lot of The Promised Neverland, which we should definitely do a breakdown in the future.
Wow,
At
that's
age of
weird.
14, Wildy went
Seeing
to
them
live
all
with
lined up like that.
after he became an apprentice to a maker of coach springs. He joined the British in 1804. Right? So they train a child to join this fraternity, and if you're the right choice, you continue the cycle. So when Wildy immigrated to America in 1817, in that year, Baltimore was suffering both
Columns.
from yellow fever. Feel the need to bring this up again. It's like organizations and structures are being founded during this invasion. Infiltrating Maryland is basically unpopular. Are the Oddfellows some type of British fraternity that was started in the early 1700s to facilitate the process of putting orphans through reset programming? So he comes to America, puts out an
So
advertisement.
this is crazy. It goes deep with these guys, dude. It goes all the way back to the ox singe, all the way back to like, you know how there's an ox story in the Bible, like you know, Noah's Ark, and you know, well, there might have been more than one, and these people, they have ships. It's crazy, dude.
Responded to the advertisement, formed the Independent Order of Oddfellows in North America, dedicating the order to achieve philanthropic goals. Other Englishmen who were Oddfellows had grouped in the states along the eastern seaboard, and Wildy gathered them all into the newly formed fraternity. He traveled widely to set up lodges in the most recently settled parts of the country. Now, it's not fraternity, but it's much harder to find what are the institutions that may have been funded by this very same fraternity, such as the asylums and colleges. See, when they say philanthropy, it really means they are capitalizing on their means of control and power. I just have a hard time believing that this random guy named Thomas came to America and just started one of the largest organizations to this day. And how did he get so wealthy if he was an orphan? These 5 people were responsible for funding many of these Oddfellow homes during this period, and they did so for free. I didn't really
That's the
mention this
one.
earlier,
Look,
but if you
that's
look at
the
some of
one,
the
Malden
symbols,
Square. That's the one I found right there. That's the building I found. I did a whole fucking piece on this building. I went there. Hold on. I went there, boots on the ground, dude. Boots on the ground, and filmed the shit out of this building. It says International Order of Oddfellows right there. So that's crazy that he's showing the same building. We both found the same building, but I actually found it in real life.
on the buildings, you can see royal Phoenician family symbol. This isn't just some
33 is
something
an
that started
odd
from a small
number,
guild.
actually.
This is another aspect that we need to understand is
Dude, that'd be so cool if he saw my video and he took that shot from my video somehow. That'd be so cool. Watch, I'll show you. It's the same thing. I went there.
Okay.
That would be. I'd be honored because this guy's huge. I always ask him if I can play his videos, so he probably watches my channel.
anyone can join nowadays. And they say it's just for love and, oh, this is just a fascies. And it means we need to stick together. You know, they make it sound all innocent because they probably really don't know.
We're definitely very like one of those like American secret societies that you hear about from the Gilded Age.
I'll put something in the chat for you whenever you want.
Oh wow!
Their headquarters is out of a movie, really.
They're called the
Red, blue, and white.
Backwards.
Here, Jessica,
What happened? Huh?
Nothing. I was mumbling. Oh, there's something in chat whenever you want to play it for a break. When you're on your next break.
All right. Yeah, this is good. This is a long ass video though. This is.
Yeah, I mean, there's no hurry. It's just telling you it's there.
I wasn't sure what you were saying. But why do you think it's backwards? Did you notice that the writing is backwards?
What was backwards?
Look at the screen. Do you see the writing? Watch.
It's because the camera. Yeah.
Look.
It was recorded from some.
Around, it sounds like for a long time.
It's weird.
Yeah, there's. Yeah, it's the same reason. Like I'm reaching to my right now, but I see it on the left of my camera.
The recorder. So what? The recorder that recorded this did it like that for some reason?
No, the people that edited the video flipped it on purpose, probably.
What? Oh, to fool the algorithm? Maybe. All right,
I
let's
don't know. That's my guess.
They are.
Or they didn't know it. It's flipped on accident or whatever. On accident or purpose. They did it, yes.
Deep staircase in downtown Tuscola. Oddfellows enter their
Volume up.
secret
Oh, it's lagged.
word gets you into this
This part's a little
cavernous room. Ainsley
glitchy,
Heilich and his
but it'll
business partner Bob. They didn't know what to
it'll be better.
think.
Or
Then
two
they
will-
found out it used to house an Oddfellows lodge dating all the way back to 1865.
The volume's a bit low.
That's how it is.
Great old regalia.
Okay, no problem. I have checking. Mine's a little bit low anyway.
Almost like national treasure. It's like you start down a path of further and further, and here we are.
With 50 back to Scola's order 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's just how the video is at this part. I can't do it. I can do
He says
about it
he
since.
trade part of something
For a we
Mute your mic. Mute your
in person.
Singe. Mute your mic.
And we're definitely growing
Mike.
tired.
Mute your mic
I've been
while this
muted,
plays,
friend.
and it'll
I've
come in
been-
better.
He says this room is a safe haven for people looking for more out of life.
When you come to a lodge, you leave all you're allowed to do is focus on doing the good of the order and being good friends to each other.
Like I was kind of looking for like a group of people. I know we have some of it because
Then I don't know.
She encourages others to join too. If it's pretty cool too.
That there was this ritual and signs, not just some.
Whatever that recorder was that recorded that pot, it fucked up the audio too, and it made the screen backwards. I bet you it's some sort of software they use to record something off the TV because on a computer. Because I was thinking, how would you do that? How would you record from, like, if you wanted to record something from the news straight to your computer, how would you do it? You'd have to, I don't know. That would be, I don't know. I was thinking about it today. Maybe they have some sort of program and it made it backwards and it fucked it up. The Oddfellows, look at this. The Oddfellows initiation riding the goat. The Society of Oddfellows opened its Peak Lodge in Denver on December 24th of 1860. Many good men have joined the association, although non-members have long speculated about the secret initiation ceremony. Rumors of secret signs, solutions, and passwords have long existed, but the real curiosity is the mumbling about initiates riding the goat. This year, Denver got to see its own version of this most secret Oddfellow ritual. It doesn't sound good, riding the goat.
Well, remember, well, I was going to say they were bored, but no, they weren't. They had a lot of work to do just to live from day to day. So they didn't have like extra time, but they didn't have the internet or movies. So maybe it was their form of entertainment at first.
Well,
it became like a hobby. You know, some hobbies become a business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in Middle
the goat
English,
could represent the Baphomet. Yeah. The goat could represent the Baphomet because the Baphomet has the horns, the goat has the horns. That's all.
Or the scapegoat. A scapegoat.
There's a PDF.
So in Middle English, from Old Norse, odd means the third or the odd man. So third actually comes into.
This is it right here. In 1845, a supposed expelled and anonymous Oddfellow published a booklet called Odd Fellowship Exposed, where the writer describes a horrific improbably inaccurate initiation ceremony. In this ceremony, a voice cries out, "Prepare the goat." And when a large black and white goat steps into the hall, the new initiate is told to mount it after doing this and grabbing, and they have to block it out. The goat lands on the floor on his back, hearing laughter all around.
Organization. Obviously, there's something going on. But in 1845, a supposed expelled and anonymous Oddfellow published a book called Odd Fellowship Exposed, where the writer described a horrific and probably inaccurate initiation ceremony, and in the ceremony, a voice cries, "Prepare the goat," when a large black and white goat steps into the hall, and the new initiate is thrown from the goat and lands on the floor on his back, hearing laughter. And then there's another book that confirms it too, so it's not just this book. And it makes you wonder, why don't they talk
That was
about
Albert Pike. Look, there
these
he is right
Oddfellows
there.
doing
General Albert Pike, 33 degrees. That which we must say to the crowd is, we worship a God with a lowercase g. Look, but it's the God that one adores without superstition. To you, Sovereign Grand Inspectors General, we say this, that you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd, 31st, and 30th degrees. The Masonic religion should be, by all of us initiates of high degrees, maintained in the purity of Luciferian doctrine. If Lucifer were not God, would Odone Jesus culminate, spread false and harmful statements about him? Yes. Lucifer, you know what I mean? That's what these dudes really are satanic, dude. They're friggin' satanic. Look at that. The satanic goat of Mendez is the god of lust. What do you think about that? And it is the Baphomet in the Eastern Star. So it's the Baphomet. Enjoy it. So what do you think, Singe? All right.
I think that he looks like a nasty piece of work.
Yeah. I'm gonna press
just
play.
Look at him. Does he get a bad aura? Just looking like one of those grouchy old men that would say, "Get out of here!" And you'd serve him the food, and he'd be all, "Get out of here!" It's like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Here we go.
Maybe he wasn't, but that's what I get out of the picture.
He looks like Santa Claus in that picture, dude. All right, let's do it.
Bad Santa.
Not explained when we kind of look up the wiki page or just a basic explanation of these people. And I also saw that there was this book that kind of explained the symbol. It's very religious. It obviously seems kind of associated with something much older. This is not just some laborers who came up with all this stuff. And so, yeah, I just thought it was kind of weird that they don't really bring this up. I can't help but wonder why they went so far to make it a ritual or symbolical at all. This is just a private men's club, right? If you want to talk about philosophy, then do so. But I think it's more likely that our modern day lodges and groups are the remnants of a secret occult fraternity that was connected to the royal monarchy. They most likely have moved into other organized lodges. Look into it. These Oddfellow Masons try to make it seem like they just talk about life and working as a team and stuff. But if we look at these old photos of these Oddfellows, I think it was something else back then. Look at some of these pictures. I mean, the whole city is in on it. It's almost as if type of orphanage society that groomed the orphans into controlling the next batch of orphans, possibly by giving them old work. And I saw these kind of like illustrations, and I was like, huh, that kind of looks Tartarian, because I know I've seen these types of engravings and pictures in other books where they were like depicting Tartarians, and they look just like this. And supposedly this is Oddfellow costumes. And at first I was like not really sure if it actually was the same thing, but I think it is. Here's the Skull and Bones thing. Here's some real Oddfellows,
So
and this is basically.
were they pirates?
So like,
Did they start the pirates? The Skull and Bones?
Yeah. They were on the ships, dude. They look like sailors, right? And look at these. These are like, you can tell these are like Freemason.
That's cool. We gotta
These
go.
are like Freemason uniforms, right? Listen, these are Freemason uniforms, but these are more festive. These are more colorful than the normal Freemasons, right? They're not like just black and white, plain. These are like they'll be gilded, they'll be jeweled and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So these people seem like they were more, I don't know, important. Let's see.
Like, there's different levels. There's a book talking about it. Let's see. The Warden, the first degree. I click on this. So, I think to consider. I don't know 100% how to kind of add this in, but I thought it was weird because it does remind me of some of those Tartarian depictions that we've seen. Not only are they connected with most of the local city institutions, but also the colleges. So if they didn't build all these structures, then what's going on? Well, first we need to get ghost or reset cities. There are many photographs from the 1800s empty. It's almost as a total ghost town. What if the majority of these cities were already here, and then some occurred that wiped, likely the result of this cataclysm? Many of the buildings not only have underground sections, but are only old brick up to a certain point before they are reconstructed with new materials. This would imply that the tops of these buildings were destroyed at some point, and it's more than just a few buildings that could have suffered a random fire. It's dozens, maybe even hundreds in nearly every city. The idea that this is a natural, cyclical, manipulated by other humans for the sole purpose of mitigating human populations under the guise of acts of God or weather phenomena. A fact or situation that is observed to exist or happen, especially one whose cause or explanation is in question. A group of inheritors then came in and began the process of using these buildings for their own population. They'd empty out a city and then move in a completely new batch of people. There'd be orphans who knew nothing of their history or the last world. Anyone who knew or didn't follow would be put in the asylum. The way I see it is that the whole War of 1812 has to do with there still being some surviving populations in the US and their attempt to fight off the invaders. There must have been some type of hijacking during this point, and one of the means of doing so was asylums, colleges, and repopulating cities. We have all these fire events occurring during this time, and these are huge fires, and it may be that this is connected to when a city gets hijacked and prepared for repopulation. Let's take a look at some old photos of San Francisco, and they're pretty good quality. It's basically a panorama, and these photos were taken in the 1870s, so according to the history of, but it was still a small settlement with, quote, inhospitable geography. So in 1850, there was still no real city, and it wasn't until the gold rush that people started moving into these areas in the West, as the story goes. And so the population during this time is supposed to be around 150,000. And let's keep in mind that this is only because of an odd years after the gold rush. It has the largest population increase if we don't include the initial population growth of the first decade. To me, this city does not look like a city of 150,000, but a city of more than 1,000,000. But where common explanations for this is that these were architectural photos commissioned by the owner of the building. Just, you would think there would be someone, at least some horses or children walking around. I mean, even on a Sunday, you would see people going out to church. So it's just very strange that we don't see.
Yeah. San Francisco.
Ghost town.
Francisco suspect, but the world fires built and
We're gonna
destroyed.
we're gonna look at San Francisco more, dude. Everybody's looking at San Francisco now.
In my photography class,
Look at
one of the main things I learned is that no matter how bad the picture is, you can improve it just by having one person in it. Even a part of a person can improve the picture. It's like, what is wrong with these pictures? What? No people. Or birds.
Yeah.
Or dogs.
But
or
look at these
horses.
buildings, Singe. Look at the towers. Look at the domes. Look at the Antiquitech on the top. Look at this was the probably
Although
the
you
San
wouldn't say
Francisco.
birds, but yeah.
This is the World's Fair that they destroyed all these buildings.
I get deja vu looking at that shit.
Yeah, you were. The Great Fire.
Fire is known in U.S. a common theme with almost every city. It's also strange that there was this great flood in 1860 in Orange County that lasted for 3 weeks. Seems like a lot of things were happening back then in California. This may have been one of the great events that transformed California's appearance, as it was literally thought to be an island just less than 100 years prior, but no, that's just a cartographic error. Let's move on to Chicago. And I think I need to mention is that some people might need to see literally the exact same scenario as San Francisco with these like HD photos and all that stuff, but it's like it's not always as simple as it's very difficult to find photos that make that much sense.
Singe, why does California have their own panoramic views like this of their cities? Look how big this is from 1870, right? And
Chicago or New York.
We don't have Chicago.
If so,
or
it has
New
been
York.
purposely hidden. So
I have Boston in 1850, so that's cool. The Great Fire of Boston was 1872. So all these years are right around the same time. But this is a great one. This is the city of Chicago.
Basically, Chicago was started in the 1830s, and there's a lot of weird double fee, and this was all done by private property owners with jacks, and they were lifting these huge buildings up off the ground because there was flooding due to these nearby. They tell us that there was this huge.
This is cool stuff. Look how old this is. Look at how the trees are like. Some of the trees are burnt, but these ones aren't. Like, look at the tops of these trees over here. It's like melted over here or whatever.
What's
it's
it
like
say at the
directed.
bottom?
It's directed at certain. Chicago, as seen after the Great Conflagration. We looked it up. We looked up conflagration, and it means a I don't know, big fire or something. We looked it up on another channel, on another show one night, but it was late. It was late, like it is
in 1870.
But I don't know how long this video is. But
as we have nothing else to go on. This is when Chicago became a ghost city and cleared out. We do.
Are they even still talking about the Oddfellows, or did they move on to the Great Fire?
Ask you, does this really look
I'll let
like
it keep
just a
going. I'll let it play.
simple
I think he's
fire?
getting back to that.
They literally tell us that this is did all this damage because a cow kicked over a lantern and set fire to a barn. Right?
Yeah.
So even the photos in the early 1900s look kind of weird and empty. And don't get me wrong, you can find photos of Chicago populated in the 1900s, but it's like 1906, 1910. This is after the city was repopulated. Before 1870s, you will not see densely populated city photos, which is strange because they completely possess the ability to take these photos. So why? It also wasn't just dependent on long exposure capture either, as other methods were already being developed, such as Thomson's revolver camera of 1862. The revolver photographique was patented in 1862 and made by a Parisian instrument maker A. Briois.
So did you get what that's showing you right here, Singe? The fucking Freemason invented this camera? The first camera. They invented the camera. What do you think?
I'm thinking that they're different thinkers than me, because I would never have even invented the wheel. I would have just walked over there. So I know.
Yeah, they probably found it, right?
I'm like crazy.
They probably found it. Long story short, I could have put the volume up the whole. I could have put the volume up the whole time, dude. Let's see how this sounds.
With the lens being held in the barrel of the gun. This allowed the photographer to aim and steady the camera with one hand, using the other hand to operate the controls. There is no excuse. The technology was there. Why don't we have more clear photos? It's looking as if they've been systematically removed. Now, New York was one of the first cities to be reset in America, as it was possibly one of the settlements of the Tartarians at the time. The city was most likely taken over right before the early 1800s. If we look at how it was depicted in the 1870s, we can see that it should be almost open at this point, and even some things at this time show it to be very dense streets. But when we look at photos from around the 1870s time period, we really don't see that much on the streets. Yes, if you look at the 1900s photos, you'll see lots of people, but if you look just a little bit earlier, there are many photos shot during the day that show streets completely empty. And I do think that there were people here at this time, probably not as much as they tell us, but just look at way more people on the streets. In New York, there's another great fire that was in structures. This fire isn't really well known, but again, you see this in every city as it's a part of the reset process. They must be
Is a great fire. They just destroy the cities and redo them or whatever.
Fires. I found this interesting though. So according to the official history, George Washington and the Revolutionary Army had realized that the British would capture New York City, so they decided to just set fire to everything from it. Now, at first, I thought maybe that's a cover story, but what if there's actually something to that? It would explain why it took the inheritors until the early 1900s to repopulate New York and some of these other cities, as the Tartarians realized that they were going to lose the city and decided to.
Look at that. They do kind of look like they're setting them on fire.
I think it's not too much of a stretch to think that when we see a revolution around this time period, there's some kind of battle going on between.
Yeah, look at that. That's the remaining survivors of the old world. And they're like, they're taking off. These people are like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. And these ones are like, see you later. And they're like, we're out of here. We can't live with you people anymore. You know? They're like separating. These dudes are like, they're telling them, these dudes are like down here telling them, sure, you'll find land. Just go that way. Just keep going. You'll be fine. There's an island like 50 miles out there with coconuts on it. They're like, all right, cool. We're going. There's no island. They're not going to find anything. They're just going to go on for miles and miles, and they're going to get lost.
I should also mention that there was a lot of compositing going on in these early 1900 photos, which makes a lot of this even more suspicious. But even in some of the most iconic photographs, I believe these to be composites. They did the same thing for construction photos and for adding crowds in. But why would they do this? Well, the main explanation would most likely be for getting these architectural photos, and they would do a certain cleanup process in post. But I don't know that most people are thinking about that when they look at some of these older photos. They 100% had the ability to manipulate and mix photos during this time, so this isn't some crazy concept. But because we should see more people and more photos going back into the 1870s. And even the photos that we do have from the 1890s and 1900s look to be very low population. Some of these photos are very closely, and I showed you that we would have New York are mostly from the 1890s and above, and the earliest one old world
Whoa,
American.
that looks cool. So that's the view of Philadelphia in the province of Pennsylvania in North America, taken from Jersey. It's taken from the Jersey Shore. Okay, so what do you think? Look at the Antiquitech and shit. Look at the birds. Look at that shit. I got to show everybody something cool too. Maybe if we have time. I have so much cool stuff to show now. I've been out for days.
That's what I
I've been
call
out for
firemen.
days
David
recording.
says, or he said something like that. That's true. That's how I was thinking that. It's a great name for people that set things on fire. For firemen.
Yeah, Singe, you're enjoying it. You're starting to enjoy this research. I can tell. All right, let's go.
It started in the early 1700s, and
I like it. Yeah,
luckily we have some of the
No,
earliest things.
You don't like this research? You do.
No, I
like
do.
it.
I'm just joking.
You're gonna start finding.
I
know.
came up
You're
with a
gonna
couple ideas.
You're gonna start finding. Now look at this. You see this? Look. You see the date down there where it says 1744, Singe? Is that a 1 or is that an I? Can you see it? Or a J. It could be a J. That could be a J. Because it has a little tail coming out there in the front.
Yeah, it's just like that's high. Oh, and look how it's higher than the bottom of the 4 or the 7. It's way up there. It looks like a J.
Exactly, Singe. That's what
And the period.
It looks like a J, right?
4, the period at the end is suspect also. Right at the very end.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? You're right, Singe. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even see Singe. Now you're starting to see it. I know for a fact that's a J because I seen another one in Cambridge that looked exactly like that, and I looked at it really close, and it was a J. So that stands for Jesus. That stands for the year of our Lord, 744.
Okay.
The year 740.
A couple times.
In the year of our Lord, 744, and that's why it probably has a dot after it because it's a completely different time. And that's what it looked like. Maybe the American magazine. You know, who knows how long they've been manipulating this reality and changing things around, almost like in the movie Dark City. You know,
line
Dark
art
City.
is like so great. It's like almost computer like. They just had different types of artwork back then because the minds were
in the back. Oh yeah, it's completely different. It's an etching. That's called an etching. I think.
Oh, the wood etching, like
etching.
Engravings of Philly that most likely are,
which is even more insane. Okay.
Old world engravings which show a hidden truth to the size of Philly during this. This is 200 years before the 1900s. Yet, if we look at some of these photos of Philly, it really doesn't seem as populated as it should be. Now, we do have photos of Philly in the 1840s, and it's a small view. Most of these have a small view, but no one really seems to be in these photos. Kind of weird that there are no people to be seen, no horses. And we also have to realize that the photos that we have from most of these cities in the area have been selected for approval, and I've looked through this completely empty streets.
Because if you're a photographer, you're gonna be like, "Oh wait, there's a person. Hey, can you stand there for
narrow angles and
Yeah,
so you want to be looking,
and they can tell by where the sun is, right?
Okay, everybody's gone. We can take the picture now. No, you'd want. It's like.
I've seen people. Listen, I've seen people tell by the position of the sun and the shadows on the poles and the trees, like what time of day it is. And they're like, "Look, this is like 3 p.m, dude. It's like rush hour. There should be like a ton of people out here." And it's not like this is like a time like early in the morning, or like it's taken at times when it should be full.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it was early in the morning. It's a very busy time of day.
Yeah, but there's sometimes it's probably deserted. Like overnight, you can tell this isn't nighttime. I don't think they had a flash that. Overnight it's probably quiet, maybe late, like early hours of the morning. That's when it's the most quiet, between like
Okay.
2, 3, 4 in the morning. But
Yeah,
this
it's
is
not
probably
impossible. Right.
daytime,
It's not impossible. But let's look at the
broad
windows.
daylight. I can't move in.
I am.
It's a
Just,
movie.
just leave it there.
Oh, you're moving in on your computer? We really need to
It's
get your
crazy.
computer
It's
in
like
the
a
game.
No, this is my phone. This is like a ghost
Oh.
town. It's crazy.
All right, I'm gonna press play.
Go.
When it comes to Baltimore, there are very few pictures before 1870.
Baltimore.
Again, that doesn't really make sense. And one of the earliest photos is just some random photo of a market. We have photos from the 1900s, and even then it seems that the city was not that densely populated. With structures like this, tell me, where are all the people at? It seems by 1910, they finally started to get the streets busy. This is supposed to be Baltimore in 1870. So why is it that there are such few photos, and the ones that we do have, there's only a couple people in them? And I could continue to do this for other cities in America, such as Louisville, Atlanta, Detroit, and many others, but this isn't something constrained just to the United States. In Toronto, it's completely empty. How could it possibly be this empty? Venice. Where are the people? They're all missing. Moscow. There's obviously something that they're not telling us. And there's a truth that's been hidden in these cities because it makes no sense to have such. What are they keeping from us? And why are all the streets in these pictures made of dirt? I mean, you spend all this time building beautiful architecture just to have horrible dirt roads? Nah, they didn't build these cities. These were inherited by different peoples, and then they were cleared out.
Yep, they were. They didn't need all this space for that small amount of people. And the thing about the roads, and look at these, we don't build stuff like that. It's just, we didn't build this. The doorways are too big for us. Everything is just buried now under the ground somehow.
This brings us to the next step in the reset process, which was the traffic.
I gotta tell you something.
Here we go. Boom, baby, bringing it back to the orphans. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't want to stop. Go.
Go ahead. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's science. Because he's getting into the orphans. So.
No, a second
about
ago?
the orphans? About the orphans.
Right.
Oh, before that? I have no idea. I forget. I was thinking about orphans.
Okay, go. I'll figure it out.
All right. Fuck it. If you think of it, chime in.
Would give up rights to children for multiple months so that the asylum would prevent them from learning bad habits. This was a huge thing back then. where you have these orphan homes and asylums
You
that
remember?
essentially were one.
Yeah.
You remember? Go ahead.
Rocks in your garden, you can clear them out, make them really nice. Next year, there will be more rocks. So they come up from the ground. It's weird. So maybe that's why things got buried, because it just naturally keeps coming up. I don't know. That's what I just keep thinking.
That's
Rocks
interesting,
come up.
Sin.
It's
Sin.
really trippy. Rocks
That's
rise.
trippy.
I'm just like, what? I found out from gardeners
That's
that's
a
true.
fuck.
You
That's a trip.
always pull out rocks.
Yo, we should try to get some time lapse footage of that.
That's an awesome idea, dude.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Man.
put a
year-long
cam.
history.
Like 20-year long time lapse of a rock coming up out of the ground. Good luck. All right, let's see.
And raise children in the new world. I wonder if many of these families found themselves in positions where they were forced to send their children at some point. From Alone in the World, Orphans and Orphanages in America by Catherine Reeve, quote, through much of the 19th century, orphanages broke families apart. A parent placing a child in an asylum usually was forced to give up all rights to him or her. Many asylum managers believed that separating children from their parents once and for all was in the children's best interest. They knew of no better way to prevent the children from learning bad habits like drunkenness and laziness that might lead them into poverty. Throughout the United States, destitute parents agreed in writing not to interfere in the raising of their sons and daughters. This was a very hard step to take. These parents knew they would never again comfort their children in sickness. They would no say in what their children learned in school, how they were taught to worship, or how they were disciplined. Many mothers and fathers, unable to read or write, signed away their parental rights by making a mark on a printed surrender form. It sounds like they were tricked into giving their children away, but she continued, because contagious diseases spread rapidly when many children lived together. In 1849, 20 children died at the Colored Orphan Asylum in New York City, 9 of them from cholera. In 1840, the managers of the Washington City Orphan Asylum were pleased to report, quote, within the last 12 months, the withering hand of sickness has barely touched the inmates of the orphan's home. One infant spirit had been translated to a brighter world. Poor living conditions in many asylums promoted the spread of disease. It was not unusual in the first half of the 19th century for orphans to sleep 3 or 4 to a bed. They bathed rarely and
I live
wore
with people like
grimy,
that.
stained clothes, giving asylums the sour, poor house smell.
Wait,
When
go
4
ahead.
Roman
Go ahead. What did they say? Go ahead. I was in the chat.
I
What
lived with
happened?
people like that,
Go ahead.
dude. I lived off grid in Wyoming, and they were building their house, right? And so the kids, they had like 6 or 7 kids, and they all slept in one big bed. And I stayed the night there periodically because it was great out on their farm, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably still happening somewhere in the world. They're just piling in like that, right? I mean, not probably. It is happening.
Yeah. Hold on.
But not on that level with kids. There's whole
All right, I'll play
buildings.
it. I'll play it.
Fuck, look at the size of that building too.
Ready?
1, 2.
Catholic nuns took charge of St. Vincent's Orphan Asylum in Philadelphia. They found that of the 27 children in the orphanage, 13 were suffering from a skin disease all over the whole body. Children had no clothes for a change and only one suit which they wore. I could actually keep going. There are a lot of these stories when it comes to these orphanages. The point is that these were not nice places to be.
And malnutrition for the skin problem. Probably
if they had
lack
so
of
much money to
vitamin C.
build these
Scurvy, right? Scurvy. Yeah.
massive structures, right? Wealthy people who built these structures. So if the story is as they tell us, and they built these structures, why do they
No.
basically got rid of orphanages in modern day? I mean, just think about it. Why do they have so many orphanages back then? And this wasn't limited to just the United States, as you see these all over Europe as well. People to never know of their true history. We need to realize that these asylum buildings, you see the exact same structures. Not only were these mental institutions, but all of a sudden, out of worry, because so much to this beyond just the combine asylums and orphanages. I found this that spoke about how many of these orphanages were owned by wealthy donors who would donate in an effort to receive good publicity.
There's a J.
The writer looks at published articles in 1850 portraying asylum activities as fun and joyous. So real conditions in the background where the orphans were not getting fed and many were suffering. I was looking at orphanages. There's this engraving talking about how there were riots in New York at a colored orphanage, and the story is that this was a mob of around 1,000 the children, and they were looking at a organization that was doing a good deed. Some of the remaining survivors of the old world realizing
back there. That would give me the creeps if I was a little kid, dude. I don't want to rewind it because I don't want to mess it up.
Of course, the media covered this only from the perspective that benefited their sponsors. But as I kept looking, I realized that these colored orphanages were a big deal. And this is what was called the Colored Orphan Asylum.
The Colored Orphanage Asylum? I don't know. I mean, they might have treated them good, though. Hopefully. I always try to look at the best thing. Like, all right, the worst case scenario, right? The orphans came over here and they didn't. Yeah, if they didn't have no place to go and nobody taking care of them, right? That would be a problem. They'd be all out on the street. It would be a homeless orphan epidemic of kids that don't even know how to probably take care of themselves, right? Like that's worse. I would think that's worse than a grown-up homeless epidemic. I mean, there should be no homeless, but
they probably didn't have protein. This is why they had the skin problem. This is what I'm reading. First, I thought it was scurvy, but that would have been bleeding.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't really know. We can't really even get into that. We don't even know much about that. You know what I mean?
I know. Just conjecturing is probably protein. Probably lack of protein.
We're doing
right.
Hey,
vegetables.
Singe, we're on a roll, Singe.
Meat is hard to come by. So
a roll.
The reset.
Protein.
So here we go again. An asylum connection along with the old world buildings. Except in this case, we have this focused on the has to do with slavery and that these children's parents weren't able to take care of them. But I mean, look at this building. How many orphans have, and why was this considered to be an asylum as well? This specific one was supposedly rebuilt as well. Now, this colored orphan asylum was, and the Quakers actually started another one called for orphans and destitute Indian children. There's the Howard Colored Orphan Asylum, which was led by African Americans and has a very similar story. I know that many of these organizations seem to have good intentions, but I'm just questionable. I mean, look at some of these old newspapers. They were overcrowded and they wanted to make sure that they were good citizens. I don't know. This just seems super suspicious to me. Why are they called asylums? Mental training facilities. There's also the John Hopkins Colored Orphanage, and
they did a really good job with this. This is a channel called Mind Unveiled, and I usually watch them on Odyssey, but I think there's a YouTube channel too.
That's what we build like.
You make sure. I'll put.
Look, that's what we build like. The doors are.
I'm gonna put their link in. I'm gonna put the link.
It's a little bit more still. Is
Yeah.
that what we build like? Yeah. I mean, no, it's like modeled after their building, but our size, right? Are those big doors? No, there are big doors. Wow. Okay.
Here we go.
Never mind.
I'll put the link.
Yeah, it
in.
looks like
it.
it's yeah.
So,
Those are big doors, and the windows. Too many windows.
huge doors.
You wouldn't build
Look
a
at all the fucking. Yeah, because they're not really meant for windows. They were meant to help the technology. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, thank you.
They were
That's
meant
cool.
they were meant for wind to come through and frequencies and air and different things. It was
Like
all
that
tech.
SpongeBob SquarePants episode.
Yeah, that's what I think.
He's like,
I'm not
I'll show
100%
you.
sure, but let's through it.
Look at this place. It's another freaking castle. These are what they call orphan asylums, and I just think it's weird that they have these specifically for colored peoples. I should mention that I've seen several photos with white children at these facilities as well, so not sure how strict they are with it being just black children, but really had these colored orphanages in every major city. Some of the buildings are not as large as the main orphan asylum buildings, but they had them being here already. They needed orphanages specifically for colored peoples. There were also facilities for the Native American tribes, and mainstream history is pretty open about those being re-education camps designed to separate them from their families and traditions. So who's to say that all facilities such as those weren't teaching the same exact stuff? To see when this all got started, and this is when we get into foundlings. Because before all these orphanages, it really started with
the foundlings, dude. That's like the Foundlings Hospital. You know, Sinj, you ever heard of the Foundlings Hospital for children? The Foundlings. Have you ever heard of it, Sinj? You there?
Maybe once.
Yeah, it's like the other one, St. Jude's. It's the same thing.
the foundlings. And these, I believe, were some of the first from the old world to be moved around in the old world European cities. So you had these first orphanages being called foundling hospitals, and they were the institutions funded by the Catholic Church for the reception of foundlings, or children who had been abandoned and or taken from couples who were not married. These started to appear all over Europe in the early 1700s in Austria, Belgium, France, England, Scotland, Ireland, Italy, and Russia. Why so many children without parents? Was there some event that displaced a large group of people during these times? The Foundling Hospital in London was founded in 1739 by another wealthy philanthropist named Thomas Coram. It was a children's home for the education and maintenance of exposed and deserted young children. What's so weird is the excuse they give us for calling these places hospitals, because these institutions gave hospitality to those less fortunate. Yeah, they gave out so much hospitality while making orphans sleep or to a bed and creating a place where disease can thrive, such as smallpox. These were centers of control, not hospitality. Interestingly, I was looking at the multi-breasted Diana. Why would they need to use ancient symbols of repopulation here? This is a replanting seed operation, and they're telling you. These hospitals, just like Napa State, practice eugenics. They were trying to create the perfect race of humans.
So eugenics, they were trying to create the perfect humans. Did you hear that? Eugenics.
What was that picture, though?
I don't know if we can see it. Oh, I didn't get to see it either, dude. I was looking down at the chat. Whatever. I'm not gonna go back. I don't want to fuck it up. It's playing too well.
Go.
Let's just get through it. We'll watch it tomorrow.
Cities. So in 1756, the House of Commons resolved that all children offered should be received, that local receiving places should be appointed all over the country, and that funds should be publicly guaranteed all around the country. They're reprogramming.
As chimney sweeps. They made them go down chimneys. These little kids, even younger than this, because they could fit. And that's what they did, a lot of them. Which they
Oh,
it's
how cute.
throwing them down chimneys. I got pictures of it.
Oh, chim,
States
chimney, chim,
during the
chim, chim.
Industrial Revolution.
It's ridiculous.
Child labor was perfectly fine during this time. Some as young as 4 would work long hours in factories in dangerous conditions. Young migrants from Ireland and Germany were put into factories in poor conditions and essentially worked as slaves. It's possible that many of these factories and orphanages were owned by the British, who were then commissioned by the Royal Venetians, and they would take over world property and begin using these orphans as slaves to
That's
use
the
as their own
double-headed
workers.
phoenix, dude.
In the Industrial Revolution, most of the children who were workers were orphans, and they had no choice to work for food. These children received little to no education. They would work in coal mines from 4 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the young girls would work in match factories, and the harsh chemicals would often cause them
The
to
young
lose their
girls would work in match factories? Dude, they're letting the young girls deal with sulfur and chemicals and shit? Oh, that's fucked up, dude. But the question is, where were all the adults?
Stop.
It seems like in all these pictures.
Look
Yeah.
at that building.
I know.
Wow. It's incredible.
But the thing is, in all these pictures, when they show all these orphans working, right? There's no adults around ever. It seems like it's only orphans. Like, where are all the adults? What was it?
Right.
Like, they're, started by kids? Like, this is the first generation of people that we're looking at that started this new society that we live in? Is this them? And then there was like a couple adults that survived that are just kind of around to make sure they're not like killing each other and stuff. Let's see.
And they said that they had no training, but not be alcoholics and stuff like that. My grandma was an alcoholic, and a lot of people were alcoholics.
Yeah,
they didn't know.
Yeah, but this goes
trained
to
right.
Sin. They really had orphan trains that went all around the fucking country, Singe. And there's a history of it. And they talk to the train drivers. And some of the orphan train drivers are still alive. And they're on video. They're really old. And they remember carting these orphans around the country. The orphan trains were real. Huh. This really happened. This isn't some bullshit. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go.
So, if these orphan asylum hospitals are named hospitals for their hospitality, then why is it that most of these orphans ended up being used in factories during this time? It wasn't until 1938 with the Fair Labor Standards Act that there was limitations placed on child labor. Interestingly, this is right around the time when orphanages started to fizzle away. I guess they lost to help the needy once they realized they couldn't be worked any longer. So essentially, it started with these foundling institutions that relocated and placed the children whose parents most likely were associated with the old world. Those were funded by royalty.
So he's saying, like what I was saying, there was a few parents around. The orphans were brought up to be oddfellows.
In older secret societies. These oddfellow orphan Freemasons started creating orphanages in old world buildings in America to begin repopulating newly taken over cities.
Oddfellows are the orphans. The orphans are the oddfellows, dude. They're the same. You know the that's crazy. The oddfellows brought the orphans up. Oddfellows.
And the pirates.
So basically, the Oddfellows must run shit. They must be higher up than the Freemasons, dude. Their wardrobes look more colorful, and they were probably the first ones that fucking started the whole shit. Let's see.
Via the orphan trains. This isn't the official history. Between the period of 1840 from New York to the Midwest over a 75-year period in the largest migration of children in American history. As many of 25% of these orphans were Irish, interestingly. So don't get it twisted, this was an operation. This was no philanthropic pursuit, this was planned and coordinated. Quote, in the 1870s, the Catholic Church became concerned that many Catholic children were being sent to Protestant homes and were being inculcated with Protestant values.
And with Protestant values, listen, my mom is Catholic and my dad is Protestant. My dad's German and Swedish. My mom, Italian, Sicilian, and something else. But the thing is, like, I could have went any way, but I was brought up Catholic. But now I look, I got the KJV Bible. You know what I'm saying? The King James. I read, that's my Bible, you know? So I don't know.
It's sponsored by the New York Foundling Hospital.
I have my grandpa's Bible from World War II.
Many children fell through the cracks. They were mistreated, malnourished,
Yeah,
and overworked, says writer and researcher Marilyn Holt, author of the book The Orphan
What
Trains
you
Placing Out
hold
in
on,
America.
Singe.
Quote,
What
on
you
the
say?
other hand,
About the Bible?
I have my grandpa's
Singe?
my grandpa's Bible from World War II. Actually, it's not a Bible, but it's
Oh,
what
yeah?
they carried.
What kind is it?
Here, I'll get it.
What version? What version?
It's not a Bible. It's parts of the Bible that the soldiers carried. Here, I'll get it.
What? It's in ruins. It's a Bible in ruins. It's ruined. All right, I'll let this play. When you bring it back, we'll go on.
for at least half, it was a good experience. They had opportunities that they would not have if they stayed where they were. They may not have even survived opportunities. I think what she really means is that they actually had a chance to join the orphan club, or like the Oddfellows, had connections with the higher-ups or local officials that then gave them better positions. For the vast majority, this was not the case, but they like to mention that they did get some opportunities,
now-
as if this was representative of
3:03 a.m. where I am on the East Coast. It just changed. It was 3:03.
most of these orphans. Their opportunities were to be worked or starved for most of them. And writers, it could be even more than that. They use these old world train technologies to traffic vast amount of newly programmed orphans into these cities. This happened in almost every major city in America. According to the official narrative, quote, the co-founders of the orphan train movement claimed that these children were orphaned, abandoned, abused, or homeless, but this was not always true. They were mostly the children of new immigrants and the children of the poor and destitute families living in these cities. Criticisms include ineffective care, insufficient follow-ups on placements, and that many children were used as strictly slave farm labor.
This is
End
this is
quote.
crazy, right? But it's like it had to be done, right? Because if there was a catastrophe that happened and the whole place was destroyed and they had a bunch of kids somehow. And it has something to do with the baby incubators at the World's Fair, where they seem to be growing babies and giving them away.
Shouldn't that make us question all of these orphanages and asylums? 3 charitable institutions.
It's almost
Children's
over,
Village,
Singe.
founded 1853 by Charles Loring Brace.
Charles Loring Brace. Remember that dude's name. His name is all over everything. I studied about the this whole orphan thing. He's the one who, like, I don't know, he was in charge of the orphans, like the whole movement. Look, you see up here on the map, that's where they started on the trains, and they sent orphans, boom, 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 all across the country from 1854 until 1910. The New York Children's Aid Society, like all these different years, they sent them all over the place. It wasn't just in this country, it was in Australia too. It was in every country. They were sending orphans all over the place around this time period. It wasn't just here, Singe.
Behind these orphan trains. This was funded by wealthy donors who had no interest in caring for these children. I thought this was weird when I saw this in the criticism section on Wikipedia. Quote,
Who the
many
fuck is
children
this
lost
guy that looks like a lady or something? Fucking Skeletor? You know what I mean?
their identity through forced name changes and repeated moves. In 1996, Alice Allaire said, quote, I was one of the luckier ones because I knew my heritage. They took away the identity of the younger writers by not allowing contact with the past, end quote. So they lost their identity and were given completely new names. So just think about that, because they don't really mention this clearly when you first look into this. Over 300 new cities. This is exactly what they wanted, identity crisis, so that we would have no all orphan trained children were true orphans, but were made into orphans by forced removal from their biological families to be placed out in other states. Some claim this was a deliberate pattern intended to break up immigrant Catholic families. Some abolitionists opposed placements of children with Western families, viewing indentureship as a form of slavery. End quote. The Children's Aid Society, sixth ends made between 1854 and 18 indicated that 72% of all children placed had at least.
This is real shit. Like, as far as a court's fucking concerned, this is documents that you could present to a fucking judge in court. This is real shit.
That adult relatives
It's in
frequently
black and
accompanied
white.
children on the orphan trains.
It's in
Basically,
black and white right there.
they weren't even orphans. They were taken from their parents and relocated by force. Quote, orphan trains were the target of lawsuits, generally filed by parents seeking to reclaim their children. Right? So they don't really tell us the full story about these orphanages. They're not mentioning that, oh, we actually took these children from their parents. So there's something definitely else going on when it comes to asylums, prisons, orphanages, or foundling hospitals all around this time of the 1800, 1812 period, where you start to have these recent operation that they leave out of the history books. And the purpose was to repopulate recently conquered old world cities with brand new, reprogrammed orphans ready for reset with no memories of the past generation. You see, many people are curious as to how could such a history be hidden from us. But if you consider the orphan trains, it makes sense that the first people placed in these cities were orphans who had no idea of their past. So why would they even question the buildings? Their owners could have just gave them a different explanation to a city, or actually like the prized choiced ones. They are the ones selected to be oddfellows and control the next batch of orphans who come in. So they probably know a little bit and they were given more opportunities in the starting of the city, but they too themselves probably know little of what happened.
And at a certain point, they won't even care because you're a kid. Bam, bam, bam. A couple weeks later, a couple months later, you're like used to this new life. And you're not even going to question it when you get care. You'll forget about it. You might think back, oh, yeah, I don't know. You're muted. Ray?
That secret is known by the royal Phoenician families and other secret organizations who most likely have never revealed their name. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed these last two, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Tell your friends about us if you can, and go check out the entire Tartaria Explained playlist. It's getting pretty big. It's almost 10 parts now, so there's a lot compiled at this point. But what do you guys think? Is there something going on with these asylums, prisons, and orphanages? What do you make of these ghost cities and orphan trains? Stay curious, and all we can hope is that our minds may be unveiled.
Oh, we're back. Hey, play that commercial time. Let's take a break. Play that commercial and play a song. There's my suggestion.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Yep, that's what I was gonna
You see it
do.
in
What
chat?
commercial? What commercial? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what you. I was like commercial. All right, let's see. All right. That's gonna take a minute though. All right, let me play the song first, and then I'll get that commercial, because that's gonna take a minute. I already got a song queued up that I can play. All right, where is it? I know what I want to play. Here it is.
Carry this message to Hiram Abiff.
All wise is the owl who can see in the dark. All rise for the lessons of the evening to start. All seeing is the being who created the spark. Man knows he knows nothing if the man is smart. Star charts, technology is silly to those who know real space travel only happens to souls. Molecules and energy disassemble and flows. When space bends and distorts, we are UFOs. King Hiram, master of all builders. Stepped through 2 pillars, stalked by 3 killers. Buried inside a village, but wait, I'm not finished. Risen from the grave as a holographic image. Let's have a conversation about the constellations, about sound and light and matter and vibrations. The mathematics needed just for your genetic sequence. While humans are distracted studying devils and demons. I need more than 33, I'm 360. I need more than religious scriptures can give me. I'm in a chamber of reflection, getting busy, chanting and meditating till I'm dizzy. Memento mori, and the story I told you on Grand Leveler. You'll never catch a grip or a token if you're a regular. These suckers had it twisted since the Morgan affair. I'm horseback attacking haters with a sword in the air. Sorta rare, but you can sorta compare me to Brother Manly. I got poets and scholars and pharaohs in my family. People trying to decipher and try to code me. Fans constantly quoting me, brothers saying so motive be. I'm from your ancient future. Legend of the third degree, God, Hiram Abiff. Learn to see like degrees of Mason, because your faith. Legend of the third degree, God, Hiram Abiff. I'm from your ancient future. Legend of the third degree, God, Hiram Abiff. A master mason when I'm building my pyramid. Legend of the third degree, God, Hiram Abiff. Underneath the trees, lit up by the torches, going through degrees. Started horizontal, lifted vertically. What's the magic number? Mystery schools in ancient Egypt, alien science equipped, hovered above in 3 ships, large enough to eclipse the sun. The widow, the Virgin Mother Mary, a sprig of acacia found inside a cemetery. Let's talk of hieroglyphics, not the pseudo-scientific. The phony spirit healers or a reading by a mystic. The snake oil sellers or some fabricated cleric who speak of all religion to exploit the esoteric. The crystal rubber, card reader, Ouija board controller. The spellcaster, cult leader, or some holy roller. The soul sucker, vampire feeding off your energy. And people still believe in some imaginary enemy. I never look to the skies to say a prayer. There's no mystical wizard who's up there. Everything that ever was is everywhere. So let's light the 3 candles for this black tie affair. Stargating, well y'all are stargazing. Heart starts racing like studying Carl Sagan. Standing in formation, chanting the oration. Tell the mortals there will be no teleportation. Deep in dark woods, down the creepiest roads. Different symbols, letters, and numbers, you can see them decode. In the creepiest robes, bunch of people we loathe. I don't fuck with the shit they do in that Bohemian Grove. I'm from your ancient future. Legend of the third degree, God, Hiram Abiff. Learn to see like degrees of Mason, because your faith. Legend of the third degree, God, Hiram Abiff. I'm from your ancient future. Legend of the third degree, God, Hiram Abiff. A master mason when I'm building my pyramid. Legend of the third degree, God, Hiram Abiff.
Ho, ho, ho.
Green Giant.
You're crazy, Sage. It took me a while to get that put up. So what are we gonna do, dude? Do you guys want to see the thing of Rome flooding? Let me see if I can get that up, and then after that, let me see if I can find it. Just go ahead, Singe. Give the chat a shout out. I gotta bring up YouTube. I don't know if it's even gonna work. I'm gonna give it a shot. If not, I'll get it on here for tomorrow night. I was at
Q
the Museum of
Q
Science,
equals
dude,
CRISPR.
and they had it scared the shit out of my.
Says
Yeah.
Elora.
No, I was at the Museum of
Can't read my
Science,
screen, sorry.
and it scared the shit out of my kid.
Elora Holiday. What? Yeah, I saw that. We should cut that clip out.
You seen him? You seen him get scared, right? Yeah, I'm gonna bring it
Michelle
up. I
got
know
mad
where
at
it
you.
is.
She's like,
I can find. I might be able to find it. Just scaring him, but he saw the mud flood. He's seen it happen. He could. It's awesome. Now he knows what I'm talking. Now he knows what I'm talking about. Now he knows. He's only 4, but he knows.
In Star Trek also.
But
So
he's
now
freaked
we
out
know
about
why-
it. He is freaked out about it. All right, here it is.
The Samoan Watchman says it was
It's
a
this
grooming
video. Let me-
process. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Training. Yeah. The Samoan
Yeah, thank
Watchman.
you, Samoan Watchman. Anyway,
Kids were always a target. Oh, sounds familiar, right? Very
bring this up.
topical subject.
I'm gonna find the right part. I'm gonna just find that one part. I'm not gonna play anything stupid. Let's find that one part. Let's see if it'll do it. It might take me a minute because my
Sunday
computer's slow.
Missile.
So you can talk to them, Sin. It's all
That
good.
my,
Take your time.
My
I
grandpa
know you've been
had
trying
Sunday
to.
Missile.
You've been trying to get it out. Let's see what it's at.
And
Yeah, it's
he was in World War II. I got his medals. And yeah, we know all about that now. However, that doesn't make him any less of a badass to have been there. It's like crazy. He got hit with mustard gas, and they operated him on the field. They cut out the mustard gas part, and they just took the flesh and then just twisted it like fabric, like this. Right? You see that? It just took the flesh on his chest.
Oh, this is the good one with all the optical
He had it all wound up.
illusions and shit.
That's how they did it back then. They give you morphine, cut that out,
Oh,
tie
here
it
it
up,
is.
and he
All right.
had a huge knot of flesh in the middle of his chest from that. Hard man. He's like
hold on
lived
one
to be
second. I hope
82
this doesn't
and
fuck
lived
it
through
up.
that.
I'm
and
doing good.
always carried like
Let me
$500
see.
in his sock.
I might not be
Smoked
at the
a
exact
cigar.
spot, but
I
I'm
have his
near it.
cigar box.
I'm near it.
Grandpa Burke.
Mhm.
Because I'm Irish. Yeah.
All right, let's see how this works. It's gonna be choppy at first, but let's try.
That's why he's so tough. He was Irish.
It was right. See if it'll play. Give it a second. It's slow. Can you guys see it?
Negative, soldier.
Am I screen sharing?
Negative.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't screen sharing. All right. It's weird. All right.
It's weird.
All right. It's sharing now.
It's odd.
Okay. Let's see. It's telling me that it's going to screen share. Here it is. It's just being slow, dude. It's coming up.
It's fucking retarded.
Give it a time to
It's fucking
Hey, that's why I
retarded.
need the donations. That's why I need the donations to make this show run smoother. Because look at this shit. This is the type of shit I'm dealing with. My computer belongs in the museum. Okay,
just wait till your birthday.
It's all
or
good.
Christmas. Just wait.
All my links are in the description if you want to help me out. I'm trying to get a mic so I can record music because I'm really good at music and I need to make music and I haven't been able to. I'm building my recording studio back. I need software. I need all kinds of shit and I don't have the money for any of it because I have 2 kids and they take all my money, so it sucks.
Oh no.
All right, here we go. Why is it taking so fucking long, dude? Screen share, it won't play, man. But I want this to play so bad. I'm gonna give it a second. I wonder if it's more than one. No. Sometimes I do that when I go clickety. Oh man. Oh yeah, it's gonna play. It's gonna play. I have faith.
I guess next couple months I'll be getting another
let me
computer
try
and
pausing
stuff.
it.
I got a lot of stuff going on right now. So next, is it May, June, July? August? Yeah, around August.
Let me pause it for a second. Jesus. Well, that ain't. Hold on. Let's see if I move it back. It was playing for a second. Here it goes. On, it's spinning. It's spinning. Oh, if it starts playing, I'm just going to let it go from wherever it is because I'm not going to fuck around. It looks like it might be coming in. Yep. I see it on the screen. It's changing. It's changing. It's spinning. We're not buffering here. But it was doing pretty good tonight. Come on. I don't know if that really works. Wow. You're going to screw me at the very end. Oh. I still feel like it's doing something. Is it ever going to play? I don't know if you bought this. It was such a cool video. Oh, no, it looks like it's coming in. You can see my face right there. You see that? That wasn't there before.
Now rewind
Look,
it
you see
all
my
the
face?
way, and then
Look, there I go.
close your camera
There I
and
go.
buffer it. And then kick it in the
Rewind
side.
it all the way.
Then hit it with bigger hammer.
Let me see. Yeah, you're right, though. Rewind it a little bit. All right, see how much we can get it to play. Maybe if it starts from closer up. Because the beginning was bad, dude. I can't play the own video. It ain't working. Oh, it might work now. I can see something coming in. Yeah. It's a mean mug. All right. Well, the video is on my channel. You guys can enjoy it. It's on the Michelle L channel, and there's two versions of it. What's up, fam? Forever Love, Rolly all my peoples are here. Look at that museum. Oh no, they were on there. The Museum of Scientism, day 2, and yeah, there you go. That's what you need to watch. And day 1. I mean, part 1 and part 2. Day 2, part 1 and part 2. Look, there I go. Look, who's this crazy guy? What's going on? Look, dude, look at the face I make. Look at the faces. Look at the antics. Look at this. Singe, what do you think? Who is this guy? Is it? Oh, I heard it. I heard a sound like it's gonna come in. Give it a second. Let the computer think. Just messing with me tonight. They're like, you had a good stream. They're like, it's 3:25 in the morning. Oh, is it gonna play? They're like, so far, so good. Here it is. Oh, no, I don't want to play that. Come on. Move forward. Move forward. I'm sorry. I can't play the beginning half. I know I can't. I get screwed. I just want to play the part when I was on towards the end. This thing was crazy. Let's see. If it plays right here, I'll let it go. I'll let it go from right here. I'll even compromise with you, YouTube. Play it from right here. Oh. It's gonna play. It was playing. The sound came in. Here we go. It's gonna be glitchy, but I'm shaky anyway.
Marble track. That's what it's called.
It's not working. So.
That's a big
I
one, though.
say. That.
It's working. It's gonna work. It's gonna start working, I think. Dude. It's just taking.
I don't think so. You want to bet? Okay.
No. You don't think it's gonna start working?
No, I just want to bet.
You think it's gonna do this the whole time?
Okay.
Let me try to rewind.
No, got something else? What is it that you're showing us? Oh, you're
a little bit. I'll have to
scientism?
Maybe.
That's the scientism thing.
You're right. I don't think it's gonna play. It's too long. Oh.
There's just too much science in that. It's not working.
It's too long of a video. It keeps. No, but I was trying to show the mud flood part that comes up right after it, but it's all right. Fuck it. Didn't work. I'll get it ready for my next show.
Well, you could just let it sit
They
there.
had some crazy shit in there
for about 5 minutes. Then take your camera off. That usually works, but not always.
I don't know. Oh yeah, the camera. I should have took my camera off. Oh well. I'm gonna end the stream anyway. It's 3:30 in the morning. It was a good stream.
Yeah.
Let's just
You're funny.
Earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, now what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? I thought you knew about it. Would you rather do without it? The earth's a center, the sun and moon moves around it like a clock. Can you hit a moving target with a rocket? I'm not hard to get along with, just take a bong hit. Do you serve up any content? The stars are constant. You want a consolation for it? It makes me vomit. We never do get hit by comets. I know you want it, just leave another useless comment. NASA lost it. The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? Earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. You know it's flat. And there is a bunch of us. The globe is munching on a bunch of snuffleupagus. You think it's cute? Then why not cuddle up with us? We know it's flat. Why you making such a fuss? My supper was the fucking best. That's just because the earth is flat. It hit me like an uppercut to the nuts. The earth is flat and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat and there's nothing you can do. There's a Russian with the crew. Don't forget to brush after your food. Asteroids and asteroids too. The earth is flat and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat and there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. It's fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat.
I never knew how sweet the taste of love can be. until you let me pick the fruit of the forbidden tree.
Was that our?
Yeah, it's Ariel.
I thought that's funny.
Yeah, that was Ariel. That was she did like a special video. She loved that song when I first came out, and she was like, I'm gonna do a special video for it. I'm like, nice, you know. And it was interesting because when I first put that song out,
cool.
When I first put that song out, there was people hitting me up from all over the fucking plane, like, I'm listening to it in my car. You were at the gas station, Singe. You hit me up and you were playing it at the gas station. And like, dude, everybody was just playing it everywhere. I remember, and people were bumping to it, and I could picture it in my head. And I was like, and Ariel went nuts over it. And I was like, it's just, I love seeing the way people react over my music. It's awesome. So check this out.
I heard that Fucky Ducky was going to be in another couple of videos. He had some other things going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a few songs and get out of here. All right, I'm gonna play a few more
later
songs.
on. See you guys. Thanks, chat.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Give one more chat.
Play some
one more
music.
shout out to everybody.
Yeah, you want to go ahead? Give a shout.
Scott.
You want to give the shout out?
Real man. Grandpa Bear. The Samoan Watchman. Andrea 73. Grandpa Bear, Scott Level Ram Voynich.
Thank you for coming.
And I think we got Elora Holiday. And we have David M in there somewhere. He's probably up there. There he is. David M. The one you don't see.
That was me. Yeah, I'm taking that. The one you don't see is going to be my new channel. Michelle does not want. Michelle said she doesn't want her channel anymore, and she can't erase it, so she's just going to give it to me. So I'm taking the channel over. I'm going to put all my civil rights videos up there. Shout out to THC. And all right, so
there's a couple other people here. They left early.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Big Skinny was here.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
A lie is a lie, and it don't matter how many dumb sheeple believe it. And the truth is the truth, hiding right out in plain sight, and still people don't see it. Man, this shit got me heated, and I won't stop till the elite are being defeated. They keep us deceived about everything that we think, and they keep it a secret. What we're taught is not conducive with reality. Big bang, evolution, and there's gravity. I tell the truth, and then these motherfuckers laugh at me, telling me the earth is photoshopped because it has to be. Most people accept the deception happily, but what they're doing to us all is a tragedy. God created the heavens and the earth in a verse, but we're living in a famous on the galaxy. They say we're monkeys on a ball flying through outer space, but there's no proof. It seems to have vanished without a trace. NASA and other agencies falling down from grace. You can take that bullshit pseudoscience and get out my face. I'm the antisocial type. You're a government prototype. That's why you make it a point to tell me that I'm crazy every time you're angry, cause you know I'm right. I'm standing outside the house of cards about to watch it fall. No more living on a cartoon ball. Horizon means horizontal. Indoctrination is awful because you're taught the globe model. Ever since y'all could crawl. We follow rapists and murderers, liars, thieves, and sun worshippers, saying we can't see curvature cause we're all too small. And though it's never been proven, they say we're ripping and shooting. The earth is spinning and moving. Oh no, not at all. It's a criminal enterprise where deception intensifies. Assholes got us all living like on a cartoon ball.
It is photoshopped, but it has to be. What you're seeing here is a mirage.
They say that we went to the moon 6 times, but pure BS is the way that smelled. Now they're telling us that we can't even leave the planet because of the Van Allen radiation belt. Yeah, okay. okay, sure. NASA, what you lying for? You lying now, you lied before. I can't take this anymore. The only thing they took to space was your imagination. Fake aliens are coming, now they have you waiting. We need to do something about it, no procrastination. Trying to cause the masses to awaken, that's the path I'm taking. But you can see if you check all the percentages. So many people having cognitive dissonance. But that's what happens at the loss of your innocence. Then you get involved with all of this wickedness. They try to do all the humans this way. So are they just idiots? Who is to say? Conditioned by the television, it makes your decisions, opinions, and you just obey. Stuck in the material domain of Satan, where everything in each and every day is pagan. Mandela effect, cause the game is changing. People waking up and now the cage is shaking. The earth is flat, and that is a universal fact. If it isn't that, then tell me where the fuck the curve is at. They tell us that we can't see it because we're all too small. And now we're spinning on a cartoon ball. Horizon means horizontal. Indoctrination is awful because you're taught the globe model. Ever since y'all could crawl. We follow rapists and murderers, liars, thieves, and sun worshippers, saying we can't see curvature cause we're all too small. And though it's never been proven, they say we're ripping and shooting. The earth is spinning and moving. Oh no, no, not at all. It's a criminal enterprise where deception intensifies. Assholes got us all living like on a cartoon ball.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison for your mind.
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
Every time I think I smell that sweet southern rain, it takes me to a station on a long black train. I want to feel the wind blow, feel the earth move below me. In spite of all the good times, I want to rest my soul. So I'm gone, hey, I'm gone, y'all. I'm gone to Carolina, where I know that I belong. Hey, I'm gone, yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone to Carolina, where at least I have a home. And every time I think I see your face in a cloud, it's like a bell inside of me, and it's ringing out loud. I've been so high for so long, yeah, there's nothing tried nor true. Thinking about coming down, make love on you. So I'm gone, hey, I'm gone. I'm gone to Carolina, where I know that I belong. Yeah, I'm gone, hey, folks, I'm gone. Gone to Carolina, where I know that I belong. I'm gone, y'all.
All right, we're gone. We're gone. Later.
That's a good way to